I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. I get drunk, wake up, I'm wasted still. I realize the time that I wasted here. I feel like you can't feel the way I feel. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right here. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right here. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. When I'm away from you, I miss your touch. You're the reason I believe in love. It's been difficult for me to trust, and I'm afraid that I'ma fuck it up. Ain't no way that I can leave you stranded, cause you ain't never left me empty-handed. And you know that I can't live without you. So baby, stay. I'll be fucked up if you can't be right here. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay, need you to stay.
Better get second then, Recon. Looks like you got beat to it by Fly.
I'm not getting any younger. The years are catching up on me. I'm almost 23. I quit my job, it wasn't healthy. I'm not where I wanna be, where I wanna be. But therapy has kinda helped me learn that it's okay not to be okay. Thought I'd be flying by now, but I feel so glued to the ground. I look around, everybody's in the same boat. So let go and know that you're not alone. Wanna have it all figured out. Feels like my world's upside down, and nothing feels like home. It's good to know that you're not alone. I saw my friends the other day. They say they feel the same way. It seems they're stuck in the same place as me. Mama said it's time for me to get out the house, but that's the thing with time, it doesn't work like that. It moves when it's ready to. So it's okay to be okay.
Papa, papa.
Thought I'd be flying by now, but I feel so glued to the ground. I look around, everybody's in the same boat. So let go and know that you're not alone. Wanna have it all figured out. Feels like my world's upside down, and nothing feels like home. It's good to know that you're not alone. I'm not getting any younger. Know that you're not alone. I'm not getting any younger. Know that you're not alone.
Wagwan! How's everyone doing? Lord, have mercy on my soul.
It's good to know that you're not alone. Thought I'd be flying by now, but I feel so
Skirt, skirt.
glued to the ground.
Hey, how's everyone doing today? Welcome in, Recon, welcome in. Tyson, welcome in. Richie, welcome in. What's good, bro? All that gang, you know. Chat, we're doing a good day today. It's gonna be, we are donating everything we earn to charity. The charity being me. everything goes to that charity, okay? So make sure you're all donating to that charity. What's up, Thin? Figured out the cure to being British, yeah? Yeah, I straightened my teeth. I took the accent a little bit further back. I made sure that I was playing video games with only Americans. Speaking of which, let me just go into the codes channel so I make sure I'm just so I can like turn this noise off. Yeah, I made sure that there was a lot, you know. I think I've nailed it. Right? But how is everyone doing today? How's the British gang doing? It's an earlier stream than normal. It's an Among Us day. Among Us Mondays. That's kind of what it's. We're playing with Jay Fletcher and crew like we did last week. Is my bag's like hanging down. Hydrate, brother. I got you. Oh. You know what? It's soda today. You ready? Sprite. Sprite's over 7-Up though, you know. Ah, Christ, my hands are freezing. Ever tried warming them up, Recon? Wait. There we go. I've got I realized, oh, I can't do them because I'm in a VC with everybody. I was gonna say I've got all of the like the Discord sound alerts. I don't want to do them because I don't want to ruin all of everybody's day by just screaming out noises. They were kind of funny though, ladies, today. But no. You were here first, but you weren't first. I saw it. I saw you type that you were first, and I saw Tyson take the title. I was like, bro, you're too slow with it, bro. You just slacked just about, you know? You just about cracker slacked with it. But, Droid, I figured it out. It's simple. Just don't be British. I think I've got the solution to all of our problems. You know? Let me just shout at Xenon Crew and be like, yo. Ah, wait. Hi, Shibu. I was just about to shout at you guys to be inside of the stream. Hey, Drew. I was going to say, make sure you give me the look. Do it. I appreciate you being here, dude. Is this now? Okay, chat. We now have a code, which means I can join on, do the online. The code chat, if you want to join. Oh, I'm just kidding. My brother in Christ. I was the first to send a message, but I'm school laptop right now. No. There's a first channel point redemption. That's what it is. Wait, my game's froze. Why you froze? Hi, Shibu. I love this song as well. Wait, is it? It's like froze. Shake. Shake it on your move train. Shake it, baby. Shake it on your move train. Move train. Oh, here we go. Rocking it down from dark to the window. Yeah, here we go.
Up in the morning,
yeah.
Some room of the Bellagio.
Best thing.
Best friend to my left and to my right, some girl I don't know. Please don't tell me that we threw the sofa out the window. Turn around, see Elvis eating peanut butter jello. He said, shake it, baby. Shake your little blue train. Shake your baby. Shake your little blue train. Shake your baby. Shake it like it's blue.
Why won't the game load? Somebody tell me please before I throw it out the window. It's not... Okay, bear with me, chat. It's just not loading. I'll update title and stuff while we do this then, shall I? Boost, Chandler, Lulu's, Among Us. Right, Among Us. Is this sus? Is this modded sus? I got to change the title today. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Is it 5 or 4? Yeah, that one. Why won't you load? Please tell me why you won't load. Yeah. Here we Shake your booty, loose change. Shake your little. Yeah. Loose change, loose change, loose change. Yeah, loose change. Is that what you're gonna do, Recon? I'm sorry, bro. I just like to vibe. Okay, let me just undeafen for a second. Right, bear with.
Investigator, Mr. Oracle, Snitch,
I hate the
Spy,
Oriole, to be
Tracker,
honest.
What does
Jay-
Oriole even do?
I can tell you in 1 second. Jay, you might need to make, if you want it. If not, no big deal.
Okay. Good luck. Good luck to you, Ari. Ari's in the lobby with us today, chat. It's gonna be fun. We've got Ari, we got Apple, we got Briz, Cluckers, we got Crazy Chris, we got Dark Wolf, Jay, Dance, Ozza, Ricky, myself, Sophie Texas, and Tessin. Ravioli, ravioli. Shall let me in? Yes! Spend my days in a jellyfish field. I should go to experiencing a high tide. I'm gonna ban your voice for an entire stream. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
You can like tinker them between rounds. Let me know.
Wagwan.
You might want to make it so the imposters can vent. Currently, none of
Oh,
the
wait,
imposter
haven't I
roles
not done
can
that?
vent. No, none of the imposter roles. Escapist, Grenadier, Morphine,
What's
Spooper,
the silly
Gunner.
space game without venting? Come on, Jay.
You may like some. You may not want all of them to, but currently
Nope,
none
all
them
of them can. All of them can.
Crewmates
Or just
can
go
Alright,
vent.
guys, I'm gonna go hide in the vent so you can't kill me. It's a foolproof strategy, I swear.
What neutrals are on other than vampires? All of them.
All
Okay.
of them.
Oh,
There's vampires?
Except for Phantom. Phantom's off.
so we
Yeah,
so, we're,
fuck the
so we
Phantom,
have
fuck
it right
the
now
Haunter.
so that the Executioner and Jester don't win.
Jay, are you sure you
They
want?
don't end the game.
Jay, you sure you want Engineer to have 5 fixes? Correct. Okay.
Do I?
That's
If you want it,
Are
that's
you
what you want, but
questioning
No,
the Jay Fletcher?
No, please, guys. There are so many things about these settings that are really scuffed. Please don't talk about them. I really want to play a scuffed game right now.
We just want to
is
have
the
a pure
vibe.
chaos game. Like, have no
Exactly.
idea what's going. Run in there, be
Jay-
like,
Jay
hello,
has
oh
so many
jeez, what is
settings
this?
right now, and I really don't want him to.
Among Us. Hi, Cookie. Welcome, Sin. I leave. Drop lurk if you leave the Recon. I appreciate you guys being here. Chat, today I acknowledge it's an earlier stream than normal. However, hear me out. No. I think, wait, also, I can do this live, right? I can just turn the music off my VOD here, right? I can. You guys can still have the music, right? Stop me probably crazy on my own. Did I update the game and stuff? Is this mod? Yes, it is. Modded. Let's change the title as well. Chaos. That's how you spell chaos. You know what? I'm gonna misspell it on purpose. Chaos modded. Amugas. Let's do it. Skibbity toilets. The rosy purple posies.
At the same
Oh,
time.
wait.
That was weird.
Huh? How's people?
So how we doing today? How's everybody doing?
1.8, love that.
I undeafen and I just hear everybody else either deafen or be quiet. I'm like, okay, I take the hint.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You know, the silence can be comforting, especially in like a big group like this. There's like a lot of noise sometimes, but then sometimes there's silence, and it's like, that's
Ricky,
kinda nice.
Ricky, is a hunter like a
enjoy
sheriff
it.
with no regrets? Kind of. Hunter is has
that's a new one.
stalks. They go up to somebody and they sock them. If that player interacts with anyone for the
Love
next
socks.
25 seconds or whatever the duration is, you'll get notified. You'll get a flash on your screen. You'll get a black name in the meeting, and that's
There's so many roles that's been added into this, by the way, chat. It's just, it's different gravy. There's just, you know, it's just, if you know what, we can check this, right? What is... Are you gonna wait, we can't check this anymore? Why'd they turn that off? That's I can't even check what's on here. Can I scroll? I can't even check the roles that's been turned on or scroll. I can just see what's on here. Can I just do this? No. Oh, we're playing. Okay, never mind. I am imposter. Beg it. I need to turn this up a little bit. Plague. Okay, I remember this. I remember. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Oh, I miss all of this. Okay, so I go up. Boink. I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna go down here. Pretend I'm gonna do this one. Sneaky deaky. Okay, now I'm gonna go this way. I'm just gonna run. Hopefully, okay, there was a red bean or something. There's a blue bean, a yellow bean. Okay, that's an Ozza. Wait, what? No, Ozza! No, Ozza, get back here! No, Ozza, no! This way. No. This way. What? Huh? Huh? There's a cleaner.
Oh. Hello?
Hello. Janitor.
Oh, look, the body's gone.
Oh.
And I think
Where's
it's
the crew?
Custody and Centrosity.
Huh?
What?
Oh,
Did
I'm
somebody-
pretty.
Wait, do we have roles turned on?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have rolls.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
roles.
We have
now.
rolls. This is crazy.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have rolled.
Okay.
I mean, Brazil
Yeah,
either...
Ari has zoomies.
Yeah, I
What is
just
it?
saw Tess and Centrosity coming up from the Shields area.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
do you
where
guys
were you
want to know
all- where were
where
you
the
two
body
before that?
is?
Well,
Yeah,
where
that'd be good.
were you two before that?
Is it in somebody's tummy? Be
Yeah, I
honest.
think it's in somebody's tummy because it was outside of O2. I was chasing somebody down when the doors got closed on me. It's like it was the imposter.
No, I think it's just you actually,
Sophie,
because
Ricky,
found
I
the
swear to
actor.
God.
I think it's
Hey,
just you
guys,
and Custody.
I think
That is
Riz is
good.
good.
I was just doing my upload and then went to Shields and I just saw him just dancing on me and I stopped.
I'm gonna make a deal with the person that did this and say, if you leave me alone, I won't say a word for at least one more round.
Hmm.
Briz, it was
that
not.
is
You
a
literally have crew written
2020
against your name. 2020. Well, that's funny enough. That's the last time I played this.
You know, I have a question. Are these vision settings normal? Because I couldn't tell the difference from when lights turned off and when they came back on. It's dark.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
smaller, yeah.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any
Dark outside,
better,
man. I don't know what's going on.
I feel.
I
with-
let's just
played
wait,
slightly
wait,
bigger
wait,
vision
wait!
the
It's
other
not me.
day,
It's
and
really
that
not me.
It was huge. It was crazy.
No, guys, listen. It's not me. Please. I saw the killer do it.
Wait.
On God. That's not. That's just not fair. So it was okay. So it was Ozza. We've got to hide from Mr. Ozza. Okay. We can't allow this. We can't allow this blasphemous act to happen. This is a disgrace. I'm going to pretend to do this, and hopefully Ari doesn't finish in 8 seconds. No, we've got Ricky. Okay. I'm gonna get Ricky. Ricky. Ari's got zoomies. There we go. Whoa. Neon. 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 I'm gonna pretend like I'm neon. Neon. Neon.
Excuse me?
Wait, Ricky was blaming Sin. Is this a trade?
No, it's not a trade. It's called Here's the thing. I think Ricky is good, and I think Simpson and Clockers are bad based on information that I cannot share.
Oh.
Chimkins?
Yeah. But I'll
Okay.
say that the Chimkin is either a plague bearer or a werewolf, because you're sure as hell not a freaking sheriff.
Hi. So,
Yeah?
I don't know what happened to Riki, but Sin, yeah, definitely swiped him.
Wait, what?
Aw.
I don't know what happened to
I didn't
Riki.
see that because I was with Sin and I didn't see it.
I killed Sin. I'll admit to that, but I don't know what happened to Riki.
Sin, I know.
I know you know! Okay, bye, Ari.
What? No. No.
Huh?
Oh, who did that? No, no. Be honest. Be so for real. Who did that?
Oh God.
I can confirm it was not me. Anyway, goodbye.
Okay. What?
Wait, we have lovers on?
I guess
Wait,
so.
I think that's
I'm
twice.
trauning
Was it
myself
guessed
in the
that
game.
twice?
Who killed Ari? Who killed Ari? I'm
I
trauning
guess
myself
he
into the
guessed
game.
himself out and was guessed at the same time.
Clockers did.
Yeah, I think
Apple, I
someone guessed him as he guessed because he said, "Oh, it's not me," and then goodbye as he shot himself.
Yeah.
Someone shot him
So it
at the same
sounded like-
time.
I can't.
Yeah.
I see.
I'm live.
How'd you know
I
this
just
when
want
you
to say
rolled
Root
already?
was already on
I
the way
don't get
out.
it.
You didn't have to shoot me twice.
So he got shot as.
Chat one
Well,
sec.
he's
She
either
said
gonna
he
be,
wasn't a sheriff, but he killed
No.
a bad guy, is what she said, right?
well, he's either
Yeah.
veteran or vampire hunter. I would figure that's the only thing.
Who did she accuse anyone else?
No, I
She's,
don't think so.
My phone ringing.
she said
Midstream?
somebody in Clockers, didn't she? But I
Also,
thought it was
you're good.
Centrosity in Clockers.
I'm good.
Okay.
Is this the Doomsayer? Let's go.
I'm not.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
shoot that. You're crazy.
Who's swapping me?
It's okay. I swapped you. I
Oh,
swapped
so
you.
we have a swap.
Jeffin.
Okay, listen here.
Nice.
Clock?
No. The proper
Hi.
term is.
Listen here, you little shit.
Oh, you know what? Okay, then we're going that way.
So to be
Listen
fair,
here, you little shit.
Yeah, no, I got
okay,
this.
real
Listen,
quick,
you little shit.
real quick. I did not shoot you, Ari.
Yeah, you shot.
So I don't know who
oh,
shot
yeah. It was. I know who.
Dan
I know who
probably
it
did.
was. No,
okay.
it's probably Ozzy because Ozzy's on one. I
I would
watched
assume
Ozzy kill
Ozzy
at the
Apple,
beginning,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I'll just plague him first and then run away, then report it. But no, he closed the freaking door on me and got away from it. And then you, Mr. Werewolf, I was 1 second away from plaguing Ari.
Oh, that's what you were
To be
doing.
fair,
That's an
Yeah.
I was also running low on my cooldown.
Oh nuts. I know Jay's
Wait,
dead.
what?
Apple?
Sophie?
Did you see him?
No, I'm on cams. I
Okay.
just saw you running in on the
Oh,
cameras.
cameras are on. I just ran
Yeah,
past admin.
I'm on cams.
So he's on cams with Apple, dead.
Okay, it's a vent. Either I didn't see anyone running in medbay, so I think
It's
it's an
not a vent.
electrical vent.
I was inside of electrical and no vents opened. I was in there.
Hey, yo.
For most
Then
of the
they're
rounds,
still
people
in
have
the
been in
vent.
cafeteria.
I mean, the vent never opened, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah, so they must still be in there. Okay.
how would it be a vent kill then? It doesn't make sense.
Chat, is the music good level for you to hear everybody and the game? Is it okay? Just let me know.
On cams. Okay.
I feel like it makes it's either Sophie or
Balls.
Apple then.
What?
Oh, okay.
Why?
Ozzy's dead.
Interesting. Okay.
It's such a weird,
I mean, Apple's on
such
the
a
body,
weird like.
which is
Hi, Ambo.
I just saw
weird, but,
Sophie
like-
running in
I'm
on
super
the
early
cameras.
streaming. I am today. I am super early streaming today. It's Among Us. So Mondays are going to be early streams. I think I'm going to do this going forward. I think I might do this time starting for Among Us. I might, depending how the streams do now and how much people like the morning streams. Well, more morning streams for America and the other countries. I might just switch to doing 6 p.m. starting and ending at like 11 p.m. That way I'm still getting a little bit of I can start playing with my EU friends as well as the American friends. But who knows? Hey, who knows? We might be switching to a couple of hours earlier. But oh, that's my headphones. But in terms of Mondays are always probably because I'll always be playing on Jay's lobby on a Monday. So I think that's how it's going to be. I think I'm just going to do Mondays going a little bit earlier. But how are you doing, Ambo?
Okay.
So chat, how is the music towards like all? Is the music too high, too low? Did nobody
I
get?
don't like this.
A lot of
Okay.
jesters.
All right.
Totally jester.
I have an online class later and it's super boring. What kind of class is it, Ambo?
Jeffin.
Crazy Chris.
Oh man,
Oh,
I had the
Ozzy.
worst part is I had Doomsayer hovered over him, and I was like, I just wasn't confident enough to take the
You
shot.
gotta go with
It's
your. You
such a
gotta
hard
go
shot
with
to
your gut,
take.
bro.
Wait, so are you dead, are you? Did you get voted out?
No, you got
No,
He
shot.
shot me. He
shot
shot me with the
wrong.
Doomsayer. Shot me.
Ah.
Did you get Ari and Cluckers, or only one of those?
Yeah, somebody
Wait.
shot Ari before
I
I
think
could
I need to.
take the shot.
Yeah, I think I shot. Yeah, I shot Cluckers. Yeah.
So you've done that
yeah, I
first.
shot
You
him.
did do that first kill, didn't you?
You shot me as I'm on my way out.
Yeah, I cleaned the first round. Yeah, I didn't think you'd be able to see.
No, you got the kill, and I came up with the report, so I was like, oh, I'm going to chase you down. And then you closed the door behind me. I was like, damn.
And then I closed the door so you couldn't see who it was.
I was
Yeah.
low-key very upset.
Because I could see you chasing behind, and I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah. I was only going to plague you. Just gonna tickle you with some plagues.
Wait, how is
Yeah,
Brizzy
then you would've
medium? Is she?
Imitator.
Neon.
It lets you take a crew roll.
Imitate crew rolls.
Hey, yo, DJ. How you doing, bro? Sin, you are so sus. I am very sus, bro. That's it. I'm super sus. That's what it is. How you doing, bro? Nice to see you. I was just saying before, just before this round, I was telling the chat, I was like, I might be doing earlier streams depending on how people like it, especially if it means that we can do.
You can kill me all you want, but I knew it.
Maybe it's a morphling or a glitching. Sophie was it?
Wait, what? We might be going early, is what I was saying on Monday
I mean,
because of the Among Us lobbies.
could've
And if it's cool, we might end up going early in general.
Well,
for
Sophie
all
was
of the
coming down
lobbies.
from the back
for
of the
all of the
electrical.
week, even. Which is 6 p.m. It's
Hey,
like
Apple,
1,
you
2
wanna skip?
p.m. Hey, Apple.
Oh
That's
shit.
a great idea.
That's not
Hey, Apple.
great. We've got 2 bad guys left.
Love social science and maths.
That's
I
my lover
love
right there,
math,
so I'm gonna skip.
Ambo. Ambo, math is method, huh?
Sad.
If only we had tiebreaker. If only we had tiebreaker. Get slow. But bunny on the roads. Where I go? And then we do this again. Oh, when can we do you again? Oh. Whoa. Learn how to go. When can I see you again? What if there's an Among Us? When can I? It's when can I see you again? But it's when can I be you again? And it's a morphling song. There we go. That's how we do it.
Busy. Once again, I did see Appa kill on cams.
Yeah, what can I say? I just
Except you're
slippery
welcome.
fingers.
Oh well, I'm skipping.
Decent.
It's just he just needs to survive, chat.
I know what you are. Oh no, this is happening.
Hopefully, Destiny can't guess or isn't a jester or something. That's why we're skipping.
Destiny's not the jester. Sophie was jumping in and out of events, so Destiny's not a jester.
Oh, I don't like this.
Oh, that's.
This
I
is
think
the
I know what
weirdest
you are.
round.
I think I know what you are. Vote him. Oh wait, is it not?
Like, there needs to
Wow,
be
so
some
GG,
sort
yeah.
of like a rule
Dude, I
about
love- this is-
Survivor
this is
not
gonna be a fun
always
time.
choosing with the bad people.
See,
every
choose
time
who they want.
Survivor always chooses to side with the imps or neutrals. and
Not
it's like-
always, but that's.
I mean,
the
I was
real
Plague
threat to
Bearer.
them.
I didn't.
When I'm spy or when I'm
Well, the
Survivor
survivors
better
want
won't.
to side with me, guys, and that's really the big problem here. So
Yeah.
I'm angry.
when
Let's
I'm
go up.
Survivor, I'm on my other side.
It's so funny.
Let's go.
Let's go. Dark, that rocked.
I gave up.
Oh, that was.
Oh,
that
we had
was
double
silly.
shot. I should have just taken the shot. I had Dance hovered as
Oh.
Doomsayer.
Fucking
Oh,
Survivor.
did
God
you?
damn
Was-
it, I
Oh,
could've
that sucks
taken
for
the
you. I had
shot.
you
Oh,
marked
he
as
guessed
janitor.
you.
Guess.
You're not
I had
worthy
you
of
marked from the
green.
start of.
Okay, too much noise. Let's just stay here for a second. I want to see if I say because it's going to be very scuffed, right? There's going to be so many scuffed rolls that go on to start with, and we are here for it. However, I want to see if we get a really good roll, and I want to see if that roll is going to be good content, like this roll. Yeah, you know. What is it? I mean, this is going to be impossible as me. And want a mirror. I'm just going to run. There's no conceivable way that we can live here. And I mean, Oh, okay.
Oh, so
Sure.
cool.
That was
Why
fu-
did that just happen?
That's like on cooldown almost, right?
Sorry, I shot him as Doomsayer. I thought I knew he was.
Oh
smart.
my god.
Okay, well,
Oh, okay.
Have
you just hit Bakelux?
We're just.
no. So this is
Oh.
Riki slicing Ozza and then me immediately reporting.
I
But
see.
Riki took himself out. So
Where is
yeah.
this happening?
I see.
Before
going on?
medbay.
What's your question, Ari?
What happens when you see a green flash? I'm a role I've never been before, and I saw a green flash
Wait.
as soon as the body was called, and I'm just very confused
Is
by
that-
what it means.
Is that old school medic?
That
No,
is
it's not medic, it's
no. Yeah, don't say what you are. Don't say what you are.
I'm not saying that. I'm just. Does anyone know what a green flash means? 'Cause I'm
Yes.
confused.
Yes, and I
Oh.
can tell you at the end of this round, but I just don't want you to get guessed.
I voted
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
If anybody
I do-
guesses,
wait. Hey,
I'm
Apple,
coming
can I
for you.
shoot you over
I'm
here?
trawning myself in the game. I'm coming for
Ari,
you.
you can
Yes, Ari.
stay unmuted and dead.
Yeah,
the dead people
yeah.
can
Ozzy
say
will
what it
explain
is.
it to you. Ozzy will explain it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Apple, can I
have
talk to you
not
for a
played
second?
Modded Among Us in over a year. I don't know. What's
Say,
going on.
same,
yeah.
Ari. I am so confused.
Isn't
I
that
am
what
so
this is
glad
all
this-
about, everybody? We have no clue what's going on.
Can someone tell me what it is? Because I'm Doomsayer and I'd like to shoot Ari.
Ah, shoot! You know what?
again.
Shoot
Yeah,
me.
no.
I'm engineer. Do
You
it.
are
How
so
convenient
mean.
for you, Dance. Getting the
Thank
same
you, that's what I've been
roll
saying.
2 games in a row. right?
Ari is the
I'm gonna get
snitch.
away
No,
with
I'm
that.
actually.
That's what the green means.
Oh wait, no. Chris, I'm Survivor. Your worst enemy.
Whatever.
Ari-
I mean,
Ari, if you
Whatever.
stay in death,
Sorry, I know
can
that
tell
you spent the whole dead time for it. ranting about it.
I was
I-
upset.
I hit.
No way. I couldn't tell
yeah.
by the way you spent
Where
the whole
was the
dead time
person
ranting about it.
still as well?
So good conversation, everyone.
Great.
I'm glad we talked about this body.
You know what? I just cracked one open as well. Let's
prosecute me,
go.
please.
I'm so lost.
Do we know who?
Ari,
killed
you have more
Briz
information
or
than you
anything
think
about
you
I
do.
have no idea what happened to Briz. The
Yeah,
Ozza
Ozzy
Briz
will
could
Ari,
have been
prosecute
lovers,
me. Hurry.
but Riki definitely killed Ozza. That's all I know
Okay.
on that.
Oh my god! It's a swap.
Yee.
Love that.
I love it when we swap roles. Okay. Oh wait! I didn't turn the music down. Oh, that's one thing I need to get better at doing is changing the music down. Chat, tell me if it's too loud in the meetings. Just tell me. Just literally just go, Sin, you're being stupid. Right, let's go. What is this? 16574. 16574. Lovely. One down here. Bum, bum, bum. I can safeguard. I forgot I can safeguard myself. Huh? I safeguarded myself.
Wait, I had to double back because Flash is super fast. This is up at the top of the Y.
Okay.
At the
And
top,
I
it's
thought
not
I saw-
Sophie or Jay.
Yeah.
It's not Tess, whoever the other person was that's on weapons
You
right
just want good content? I hope so. I hope
Dark
so, Amber.
Voted.
Whoa.
Okay, well there goes Tess.
Doomsayed.
I could be 100% wrong on this, but I thought I saw Apple leaving the body.
I'm doing wires on storage. It might
Imagine-
have been a glitch or morphling, but I was in cafeteria. I did the
Imagine-
vending machine and then I went down.
Imagine having all these roles turned on and you get stuck with crewmate. I'm sorry, Apple.
Do you see me? I'm at the bottom of Cap.
I ran past you when I did the wires. I
Doomsayer,
went
get
underneath
Clux's
the
executioner. Hurry.
I'm on the wires right now, so that might be me that you're saying there.
There's someone walking from this body. I just don't remember who the hell I saw.
So the top of the Y, I did
Yeah.
go there not long ago. I think the only people I've seen this round are Dance and
I
Sophie.
am a donut, Ambo. I am.
Yeah,
I've seen
I
Dance.
saw
I've
Jay.
seen. Oh wait, who's the Giant?
He must have bit
Me.
Dark.
He must have beat me on. He must have beat me on ping.
So it could be any.
Oh,
Oh,
Dante.
Dark was there. Yeah, Dark.
Yeah.
Did you kill Sin?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? I appreciate your honesty.
Did he?
I don't think
No,
so.
don't worry,
But,
I-
like, I love
voted
when
myself, so we're
people
good.
try to be honest, you know?
Prosecute me.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
So I think it's one of them three. I don't think it's Dark.
He even voted. He voted himself. He voted
So am I,
himself.
Ari. I am so
Yes.
I'm lost in the song.
Oh. He straight out just went, it was me. Voted himself and still didn't get voted.
I love testing the limits of what you can get away with in this game.
Oh my god. At first I thought it was Ari as well, because Ari had mentioned about the green flash, and then I got killed by Ari. But it wasn't. It was the glitch.
It was the glitch.
Who was just very honest as well.
Ari has stalked the tracker.
Tracker.
Ari's about to kill the tracker.
Yeah. Yeah. Dance is the one who killed me. I didn't even get a chance to imitate anyone this game to find out how terrible the rolls were.
Janitor cleaned a body, I think.
We are all good with that. Oh, wait, no, wait, I'm not. I'm a good guy, actually.
Oh wow, there's one in there.
Simon says, my natural enemy.
Oh, Cluckers is gonna get cleaned. They've got no chance.
He got cleaned.
I believe in the imposters. Crew have got nothing on this game right now. First try. I'm literally better.
We just have to get all of our tasks done fast.
Oh, I did. Oh, chat. I got it right first time. Look at that. I can finally get my med bay done. Oh, look at this. I'm so good at the game. Although, if we get all of our wait, we're not going to get tasks done. There's too many tasks to do. Too little time. Too many things to do. Wait. Do I actually have one? I think I actually have one task to do, and I think it's just a load of wires. Oh no, it's admin as well. Okay, never mind. Let's go to blue. Let's go to pink. Let's go to red. Let's go to yellow. And it's all the way up here. There's too much to do. Too little time. I think this is the last one. Did I do? I did it. I'm amazing. I should be the haunter. I'll be an amazing haunter. Sophie's the janitor. Sophie's on this. Lord have mercy. The imposters have got this. The imposters have just. If the imposters don't win this, I mean, sacre bleu. You know? Wait, are they gonna. Is he gonna call. He's gonna call.
Okay, it's been too long without a meeting. I think we need to call one. I didn't know he was dead. Sorry.
Shut up.
It's just been too long without a meeting. And
Jay is also dead somewhere, but we don't know where.
Wait, what's this next to my name?
Who did I?
you've been neutered.
What does that
Someone
mean?
was an oracle, and it means it's an 80% chance that you are a neutral.
Oh, well, that's the wrong chance, because I'm not a neutral, I don't think.
Was it you and Chris I just left in reactor?
Yeah.
Yes, we were in reactor. Yes.
I don't think Chris
There's
killed
no
Chris,
way
and
I think
have
they
reason
killed
to
that.
Actually, I have reason to believe this is between Sophie and not my dance. And I can't say why, but I have reason to believe.
You mean she's got all? She's got
why?
all the reason to believe.
I can't say.
I miss watching your streams. I miss you being here, Ambo. I
Sorry,
do.
I'm not my
With
dance.
this round, and I don't think Apple did unless it was very, very
I hope you're enjoying
early
it.
on.
Hope you're enjoying it today.
Oh, Dark was he was somewhere around office after reactor was fixed.
Yeah,
I think.
office with Jay. Wait, is Jay's dead too?
Yeah, Jay's
Ah,
dead,
ooh.
and his body didn't show up
Ahooga.
once he got cleaned.
Okay, we have a janitor.
Or,
Stop that. That's
or
Okay, so the pair has to be Dance and Sophie
Wait, no.
because we have a janitor, and Sophie just. Right?
But I know Chris didn't do anything.
potentially.
Oh, unless that's the other pair. No. Of course it's not the other pair because we know what Ari is. Okay, right. Yep.
What? Why do we know what Ari is?
Nothing. Guesser.
Hey, here's the thing. Yeah, I'm the guesser. There's a new role, right? Is it an 80% chance that that Oracle was wrong? And I wonder if Hunter gives a little green flash when the meeting happens.
That's what
Hey, it
that's
does.
what I
Which look at that.
figured, yeah.
Cool. So I have a 50% chance of getting this right.
Go on, then.
Are you Torch, Chris? Oh God, you're not Torch. What do I guess for you? Oh shoot!
Hey,
dude,
That was very valid.
Yeah.
Damn.
You were not getting the last one right. That was rough.
No.
What was
no
it?
way.
Tracker and what was Yeah,
Crewmate.
I was screwed.
Yeah, it's just a crewmate out of every role.
crewmate.
Yeah, Apple
You
was
guys
the
are lucky I'm
crewmate.
slow. Probably would have killed you because I saw you clean.
If you'd taken a shot on Ari earlier, then Sophie wouldn't have misfired. I thought you guys had that.
It's too bad the glitch
I
can't
thought
guess.
we might
So many
have
to
it,
blame.
but I wasn't.
Is it? So I'm guessing it is. So
Oh, what happened to her? It's still here. No, it's still here. Okay. I got Flash. Wait, guess people's roles to win. Oh no, I'm literally. No, I'm a Flash Doomslayer. No. Oh, we've got both of them. Let's jump. So, but. Whoa. Well. In Scouts, that just means well. Well, this is just below Dropship, to just outside of Electrical, which Ari is walking either towards or from the body.
Oh, I'm on the node. Yeah.
No, Ari's. Yeah.
I'm on the node, and Ozza probably didn't because Ozza was ahead of me.
Yeah. Wait,
I just walked
I went
into-
into. Who's that? Is that you behind me in lab? Who's that behind me in lab?
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh, that's
in the
I
Brizzy.
just
drill.
saw Brazine in drill because I just walked
Yeah.
in. This just died.
This just in.
I failed my node twice.
How, Ari? I know you haven't played for a while, Ari. Oh, come on. Come on.
It's hard. It's hard.
I can confirm it's not Ari.
It did happen within like the past like 1 or 2 seconds.
I can confirm it's not
Yes,
Ari
this
then.
did. No, it can't be bait. Dark Wolf is giant.
do we have? Do we think
But
that
Cinchosity should have a name.
Huh?
There was some dumb thing that that Dark died to, like one of Jay's many settings that he has wrong. I feel like it was that.
Excuse you, say. Excuse you.
Ah.
That's a little rude.
No, Jay. No, I don't mean dumb as in
Wow,
Jay. I don't mean Jay. I don't mean dumb as in Jay.
I
mean dumb
don't
as in Jay.
think.
Jay, just for you, I'm voting Dance.
I don't. Well, I don't think it's Ricky. That's for sure.
I'll vote Jay then. My bad.
Thanks, Dance. Thank you.
I got you, bro.
No, I'm
Like
not.
this-
Not Dance's execution.
I'm so confused.
Man, I'm just here. I'm gonna skip.
I'm just here for the vibes.
Like Cinchosity, you really should have a name. He's less than 2 seconds old in terms of when he died. Like,
yeah.
A
Oh, my
name?
load.
I mean,
wow.
yeah.
it's near Electrical. I was going straight down
Can I
towards
XE for
Pit.
the swapper? This
Yeah,
is
I'm
not
just saying you
fair.
should have a name.
Oh, okay. I don't. Neon. Boom. I love this song. Ba 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 ba. Da na 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 na. I want you, 'cause you know that I need you. I can get na na. Ba ba. 'Cause you know that I want you. Yet I know that I need you. You've made my heart need it and oh. Ba-da-da up. Oh, I've got to go. Oh, Chateau, I'm giving up. Ba-ba-um. Oh, Chateau, I'm giving up. Oh my lord.
Oh.
Vincent's running away from it.
I turned lights
Okay,
on.
I have the info. Like, I can't say how I know this, but I can say that Brizzy was a killer. I had nothing to do with her or her death. She died like when I was in lab with a few people.
Natural causes, got it.
Yeah. Ricky and myself and somebody else were in lab.
Ari, we're in lab for a while.
I was in
Alright,
lab.
Okay.
I was also in lab till the lights got off.
I was in. I've got zoomies. I was in lab when the lights got turned off. Went in, turned lights off, and then went back into lab. And I'm seeing. I'm just
Yeah,
walking past
I
Tessa.
think
Turn
you're
lights
like-
off, Sin? Sus.
I
No,
walked
th-
into walked in.
I think Tessney's a killer from round one, personally. I
Alone?
think Centrosity could be a killer, or not crew aligned at least.
I am not a crew, but the chance of me being a crew in this
I'm not a
version is
crew.
it's no, as in I'm not. I'm not a crewmate.
So-
Like I'm literally just not. I'm not empty
You're a
rolled.
neutral.
I think Sin might be an Exy for Ari because he
That-
tried to push on
I did-
Ari.
I didn't. I
the,
just said Ari was
first meeting.
there.
You said I was walking away from a body.
I mean, you know what? Okay,
Yeah.
yes, let's go with Exy. Just don't vote Ari then on my vote. But everyone thinks it was Ari from the first one, not me.
No,
No,
not
no,
everyone.
we don't.
I cleared Ari from the first one.
Okay, well,
I
darn,
feel
it's a
what's
hex.
happening.
Clear what?
So Riki, why Tess?
Because Tess was the last person I saw with Dark Wolf round 1. When I came out of dropship, and then I ran over you. I assume you came out of storage. I kept going into lab. I know Testany was with Dark Wolf. So, like, if Centrosity doesn't have a name, the only person I can think of is Testany, but he should have had a name.
I think it's got something to do with the fact that Ricky might also have insider knowledge.
I have no insider knowledge.
Let's
Literally, I
that-
just know.
That's illegal.
Let that what? True.
Well, three people.
It's
three
not.
people have died this round, while myself and Ricky were in.
Isn't
lab.
Ricky's obsessed
Don't they
with
do that
people.
actively in the
I wonder if
settings?
we were a werewolf.
I feel like they do.
Oh lord, what's your role? I get to find out information about people's roles, and then I get to act on that information. I guess them out. If I guess them out, then I guess I get faster observations. I don't really know. Right, now we can run around. So that's Ozza. That's Ricky. I'm definitely not doing that. Right, next person I see is getting observed. Dana ground. Dana. Man. Da. Right, can I go to no? Can I go to down here, please? No. Where's just one? Just two. Oh, hello. Oh. I just wanted to say hello. I wanted to play my role. I'm so sorry. And that is... Yeah, what's my role? That is...
Oh, look.
Oh my.
Damn.
This body's in admin.
Oh my god.
That's me. That's me over it. I didn't kill it. I promise.
Okay.
I found this body. I ran over it to admin table to check where people were. There was one blip in labs, and then comms went out.
From the round where there were 3 kills, I know Ozza and Ari couldn't have killed it, and the only person left is you, Apple.
Wasn't me. Must have been one of the ones that's already dead.
Okay. I'm just saying that's...
It's literally just...
leading me to
it's
look
just bad rolls.
start the questioning with you.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. That makes sense. I went into specimen in the beginning of the round. I just came out of top Deacon Tam like 5-10 seconds ago. So I've been in Speci the entire time.
You're walking to comms now?
Yeah, to turn it on.
Okay.
From where?
From the right. I finally did that node.
Who was the one blip in lab? Because I came out of Speci, I saw the body, I got an admin table, saw one blip in lab, and then comms went out.
When did you go to
So
Speci?
it's not me.
He said he saw one blip in Speci.
Oh, I thought you said he came out of Speci.
No, yeah. I saw
When
one
did you
blip.
go into Speci? Because I
Well,
left
I was
Speci
going. Did you
maybe
leave through the
10
bottom or
seconds ago.
top?
Top.
Oh, okay. No, the body's at the bottom in admin.
Cool content. Vampire versus imposters.
Oh.
It's the Twilight edition. Among Us meets Twilight.
One of those little, like, thinking
I went in
circle things to just like put on my
I think
face
Yeah, well,
and
I
see
don't know.
what's going on.
I am leaning towards Apple just because Ari was also in lab. It was me, Ari, Ricky, and I think Chris were in lab when those 3 people
I'd have got it
killed.
wrong anyway.
I was leaning more Ricky because of the way he was saying it was not me. It was not him.
or
Ozza,
vampi- I
or
didn't
Ari,
read the
and it left
vampires.
me only, but that...
Wait, Ari!
Ari?
Did you not vote? Oh god.
No, Ari.
I think Apple's our last killer.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh, so
More
I
than half the
was.
bodies-
So
more
I
than
was
half the bodies
dead.
bad, so.
So I was dead that round. Got
Yeah,
it. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad you don't have an ultras to bring someone back or something, but they got killed first.
Yeah, it's just a
Okay.
question of who's gonna be faster, the Vamps or the.
I hope Oz and Ari trade, and I hope Ricky and the other one trade.
I remember Apple's name too.
Ari, you're in trouble.
AO has this one specific lobby is a content creator lobby only, but we do other modded lobbies throughout the week anyway. We're going to be hosting them throughout the week. But if you want to know how to join specifically, is join into the Discord and check my Among Us section, download the mod folder, and then when we host them, it's all pog. I don't think...
Because I was right next to Brizzy and Ari because we traded. He could have got the glitch.
Yeah.
I don't think... I don't like that Among Us as a dead content category these days. I like the modded vibes. Alright? But it's nice to meet you. Nice to see you in the chat.
See, that's what happens when you love feet.
Wait, what did I undeafen to?
I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back.
You know,
Also,
no,
I was
it's fair enough.
Jay. One thing
Yep.
you might want to look at is specifically.
Are we all stuck on a black screen, by the way? Or is it just me?
No, you should restart.
you.
Ah,
What
good,
did you say,
good,
Ricky?
good.
Sorry.
One sec.
I can only play one more and I'll
Right, let me just restart this game because it's being pee-pee poo-poo, and then I'll be able to get back in the lobby. Well, hi, it's nice to see you in the chat as well, by the way. Hope you're having a good day. Let's just very quickly restart the game so that we don't lose out on... I think it's because I closed the zip. Gosh darn it to fricks, you know? When do you think you can do a public lobby like you said? So today's lobbies are going to be content creator only. I will post, I do it there's an role in my Discord server that you've got to react to. That role is at Among Us. So if you react to that role and you get the Among Us role whenever I host them, probably going to do one tomorrow. I'll probably ping one after I finish streaming today. And then we can get everybody in. The people who want to play, they can play. If we get 10 to 12 players, sounds good, we can do one. Right, now let's go to here very quickly online. Let me just grab the code one more time. Goes to the server again before we lose. Doink, 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 doink. Enter code, and we are in. Lovely. And look at that, lovely stuff.
So, we're starting Don't Kill Clockers, they're AFK.
Kill clockers, easy kill.
Clockers.
Free kill.
Free kill.
Oh,
Or kill
wow.
next
Oh,
to
wow.
clockers because they'll never know.
Track everyone's movement with a tracker. Let's go. I can track 5 people, and I have no idea how to do it. Okay, so crazy Chris. Can a UK join? Yes, I live in London, so I'd hope that the UK can join it when we do it. And to answer your question, yes, I'm from London. But it's all good. Anyone can join from anywhere as long as it's just a vibe, you know? That is good. Yeah, anyone can join. I don't really... It's just, it depends on your ping, because look, if you see on the top right of my screen, it says my ping is 130. Ha! Not again.
It wasn't me.
You can call me on camera.
You got me on the count.
There you
It
are.
wasn't me.
Raised correctly.
Crazy Chris is dead beneath weapons. I know Apple's at weapons. That's all I know.
That is crazy, because Oz is just
Bernardia.
walking away from the...
I am gonna do it again.
Gosh darn it, Oz is walking
Where is the
away.
I had a green flash.
Oh.
So in CAF, in the dark, I hit my track. Green flash when they crossed over me. And did I hesitate? I did not hesitate.
I won't hesitate.
I said Bernardia.
Did
No,
he take
go
the bait
on.
off?
Now that their partner has shot
As
themselves
you
out, I'm the veteran.
should.
Let's go. That's just 2 imposters, baby.
As you
Ah!
freaking should.
Very nice.
Well,
Nice.
this is going to be a long game for me, the crewmate.
I just got back and people died. Oh, people.
Oh no.
Goodbye, Ozzy.
I guess
Okay.
Ozzy was the veteran.
No,
In the
Ozzy, you
arms
did it.
of an angel.
Who is brave enough to take that chance? I thought that would be his second bluff.
What? No, that's a smooth,
No, I feel like-
wrinkly brain play.
Okay. I missed a lot.
Sorry.
No, Clark, Clark, you're
But you're
fine, bro.
alive.
I saved your
Okay.
life,
You
Clark,
almost died
okay?
right there.
I saved your life.
Okay.
I don't know how I saved his life. My sister's from London, technically not from London, but is in London right now. That's kind of cool. I live in London, and I am from... Oh my god, Dance, you're a big bean. You're a big bean. My arch nemesis. Let's see if I can do it first try. Can I get all in top left corner? So close. It's like an adopted corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about! Right, who can I track? Who can I track? Frick.
Okay, well, that didn't last very
I
long.
tried so hard.
Listen, there was a murder, but I can't see shit. So,
Where it
Feel
at?
that.
it's in Shields.
Oh?
It's not Sin.
Thank you.
How recent is it? Do we know?
Like flopping over.
Sophie. Sophie is.
I got
in
maybe.
O2.
maybe someone
Thank
else also.
you.
Tess, we were in admin together, then you left.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
went
go
to-
towards it?
I just walked in a med bay and there was someone venting. Just vented.
That's me.
I just
Ignore
didn't.
it. How do you see me
Alright, what-
venting? You're not near
Alright,
me.
I did not see who
What
venting.
if
I just
you-
saw a vent flap.
Oh, okay,
That's
never
the
mind.
case. It probably
lied.
isn't Tess then.
That you should all listen to me and vote the person in the top left corner of the screen. I promise it's good for all of our health.
Excuse you, Ari.
No, I can't argue with
thought-
that logic.
Ari, that's like.
I don't think you should
Ari, why do you
vote the
want to
host
go
out.
against the host? It's not a good idea.
I'm
I
in-
heard that from really reputable sources.
I'm an admin and Tess is the
No, 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 no.
How am
I
I
believe
lying?
in Ari's
How am I
supremacy,
lying?
okay? I believe in it. I believe in Ari.
I'll vote
No,
if
I would never.
I will
I
believe
would
it.
never.
Hmm.
Listen,
no,
I've got the
I
Frosty
stand.
modifier on. I want to be. It's the first time I've seen it. I want to be killed with Frosty.
I'll skip for you, King.
I'm a crew.
I'll skip for
I think
you.
it's for crewmates only.
It might be.
You
Oh.
can't
I didn't stop
stab the
anyone.
guy,
You
Jay.
have vision
What's
then.
wrong with
What are you
you?
doing?
I voted myself, Jay.
I
didn't
got
vote you. I let you buy
traitor.
it.
Alright, Sorry's
Oh
evil.
my god, get
I'm
out
so
of here.
confused.
He's so frosty.
Raggy? We can't see shit either, chat. Should I sleep now? Need to wake up 7. It's gonna be 7 in a few hours, Ambo, for you, right? It's super duper early for you. Huh? I haven't listened to this song since the older one. That's I'm gonna get killed at this doorway. I know for a fact I am. Oh? Okay, never mind. That was Apple, Tessin, and Ricky, maybe? Or Dance? Okay. This song. I knew it! I knew it!
Whoa! How are this many?
This is an arsonist.
Arsonist isn't this many people, is it?
No, I'm sure there's other killers elsewhere. But these
That.
apples, apples.
Yeah, just
Apple's an arsonist.
yeah, because
Tessie, are you where I think you are?
I don't know.
Dancer, you where I think you are?
I don't know where you think I am. So
Okay, then I'm not gonna say that because it might be the other one.
What was I again?
Apple just exploded.
Oh, it was a tracker.
okay, this is Destiny then.
Because
they could-
it's you dance then.
No, what is it? I'm engineered. No, nothing's really been called. I'm just voting Destiny then.
Why are you
Ricky
starting
feels like
your
he's
roll?
got crew stuff. Because it's funny. And also, Jay has so many settings screwed up that I think I'm safe.
It's true, it's true.
I'm just voting dance. Because I
I
know
just-
I was
No
just
way.
with Appa and Dance, and Appa went down towards storage. I went up towards reactor, and I think that's where Dance.
Storage. Are you
Where are you right
just
now,
went
Mitch?
down.
I'm inside of electrical.
It's true.
No, you walked out.
Back of electrical. I'm right there on top of one of my little exclamation points. I see myself.
He's
I'm
not lying.
slightly hidden by the letters E and C in electrical.
Yeah.
So I am actually I am there. I'm arsonist, bro. 5 kills at the same time for
We
arsonist.
won! We won!
No,
We
no,
won!
you didn't. No, no, you
Ha,
didn't.
the
Yeah, you're both
betrayal,
so
the
much better.
betrayal,
No,
bro.
We won!
No, you
Yeah.
didn't.
I'm so excited.
I was
You
testing
guys
his
were
guard in
gonna
Angel.
vote me out next round because I had vision and it was gonna be great.
I'm such a bad tracker.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna kill your lover with you, man.
Just gonna say I didn't
Things
think I
happen.
What a vibe. Your class starts at 7:30. It's 2 a.m. You need 5.5 hours sleep until your class starts, Amber. You should be asleep already. You need to go and get the shut eyes and stuff. Let's say bye to Ari.
Up to the screen, and we were like, crew was still gonna lose anyway.
Oh,
like,
like I said, I'd go guess Doomsayer because I want to be by myself.
Jay,
I'm
do you
guessing
want-
Doomsayer people.
Jay, do you want Exy? Oh, you're already going. Did you want Exy to go to Amni or something else, or just crewmate?
I think something else. Yeah.
Right. I'm in love with Ricky. I'm a doomsayer. Hello, baby. I'm Doom. Okay, so I don't even wait. I don't know what he's. Wait, did he just say he was Exy? Huh? Staying alive. Do I get brought back to life? Huh? Where are you? And I am so sorry. Wait, where did I?
Ricky, are you out of the map?
See that?
Yes.
Ricky?
Yeah. No. Wait. There's
Yes.
an explanation. Ricky,
Is
welcome.
Dark Wolf's a killer.
Welcome back, Ricky.
Yes, I am. Goodbye. Oh.
It's true.
Dang it.
Dark Wolf
Wasn't
is a
there.
killer. And on that note, cool. Yes,
Okay,
I can explain what happened, but first of all,
let me,
yes.
because I'm the one that was killed, and then I got altruist and brought back, but my body got shoved outside of the fucking map.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, because I
Looking
saw
this way.
somebody's little helicopter pet, but there's no body, so I
It
was
was
that's probably
Tessany.
bad.
So thank you,
Also-
Tessany.
I think Crazy Chris is a killer because Dark Wolf killed right behind Crazy Chris in decontamination, and Chris just kept walking and should have gotten the report.
Okay, that's a lot of
That
dead
wasn't
people.
supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to
Oh,
happen.
did he try to shoot himself out and shot him by accident?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I'm
Well,
gonna skip here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
valid. Sounds
unless
great.
we have we might, one of us might turn into a traitor now 'cause with all this death, but Dance was just doing tasks. Dance is good.
I love that dance guy.
What the hell? I'm a transporter! Who did I piss off?
I skipped.
What did I do?
Sophie's mad at you, Ozzy. You need to talk to her.
Okay.
Ozzy, you walked away from a body. That's what happened.
How did that happen?
No.
Ozzy, you walked away from a body.
Hey, dead people, don't give me any information, but I didn't know that's what that did. Good to know.
I still don't know what happened. If it's okay.
Oh.
You can only do that once. Can you do that once a game?
What happened?
Fair.
She prosecuted me out for no reason because she didn't know what the button did.
Oh.
Oh.
I get it. The first time you use it, you don't know. You don't.
Hey.
I was really hoping I was gonna get traitor too.
Ricky. we.
Oh, that freaking. Oh, come on, Dan.
Listen.
Okay,
Rick-
can I? Oh,
Oh.
never mind.
Hello.
Okay.
So Jay explained you to my role very well.
Very quickie.
So
Hey,
I
good job.
prosecuted Chris, but then Chris died. So I was like, I'll just place this vote on Ozza, not realizing it was still active.
Oh no.
Fair.
Jay, I'm so upset with you.
Why
I
would you
had
just
so much
place
information
them
from
out
my
on me?
trapper.
That's crazy.
I was gonna vote. I was
I
gonna
didn't
get
think
some
it. I
people guessed
thought.
out.
I thought I lost
Dare
it.
you.
I thought it was
picked
gone
I picked a
forever.
random
Well, you got
roll
right-
and
Sophie, you got the
shot,
right
and
person.
Sorry, Dance. What were you saying?
Yeah, Ricky, I was so surprised with you being outside that I just sat
we
there and
did?
stared at it while I got killed.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he's outside. I'm screwed.
No, I feel like
You
that.
can't even kill him.
Who voted? Who?
Thank you for the
guessed me
werewolf.
out?
You're welcome.
Fair.
I got guessed out.
Huh?
I'm
That's why you died
sorry.
again,
I'm so sorry. I did not
It's-
know.
no, it's
I
all good,
just
don't
a
worry.
random roll.
It just happens.
Survive. Hey, Abel. Survivor. Let's go. Ah! Oh my god. Ooh, Bottom Barry, baby.
Oh.
I got scared.
Oh.
I haven't heard of this guy in a couple of years.
Did
It's
you
been
do
a
that because
minute.
of
I know.
There was a
of the
flash,
face?
and then I got scared, and then button.
I'm glad they
Yes.
got
Hey,
rid
you
of
know,
the
I found
pure white screen
That is
flash
fair.
and they made it
Hey,
grey.
I was
I
a
really just
grenade.
wanted to get rid of some people's shields, so I like that idea. First round shields, gone. Let's go.
Wow, bro, you know what? I've just gave somebody
So
my
rude.
shield. What are you doing, bro?
What's up?
Dance, you no longer have a
I'll
shield. I'm
guess-
sorry.
We're just skipping here. Nothing important
Okay.
happened.
Yeah, we were all scared by the grey light.
Okay.
I'm in Clux.
Blinded by the light.
I saw your light.
Oh, there's a light. Is there a grenadier flash?
Yeah, that was
Yes.
there was a
Ah.
flash.
Scary.
Loki wasn't expecting
There was a
it.
grenade
No, it was
flash, and
awesome.
then a scared chicken, and then
Awesome.
we're in this meeting, and then we'll leave this meeting, and it'll all be okay.
Yeah, but now nobody has.
Everything is fine.
What?
Okay, maybe not for Dance, but for everyone else, it'll all
I
be
put
okay.
the
Okay,
shield on
King.
Dance.
We'll miss you.
Wait, what?
Sure.
That was a wasted shield then.
It really was. Okay, let's just go. Let's just go hide. I just go here. What are you? Hi. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I'm not a survivor. I'm gonna give up. Wait, what did she say she was again? I'm gonna hide right here. I'm gonna hide in plain sight so that nobody would kill me in plain sight, right? Good. Now I can do this one. All the way to the top. Good. What did she say she was again? She's a spy. Okay. This could be real. A spy. And I'm locked in this room. Oh, I'm so safe. That's amazing. I'm actually so safe right now. Nobody can kill me. Up, sleepyhead, don't come on. Hello, everybody.
It's the Doomsayer!
What? No, I think we have a janitor.
Oh,
I think.
So
yeah, it
we
looks like it.
do. I think it's Briz.
Because I was looking at the I looked at the vitals and said,
Jay.
wait a second.
Why do we have a janitor?
Well, the body
Chris got
Chris's
nine
body
Oh
didn't show
wait,
up.
That's right. We had a prosecution. I forgot.
True.
Yeah,
that's
no, but that
true.
was just Dance. Chris didn't show up,
Wait,
so
yeah,
we do have a
Chris
janitor
is
somewhere.
gone.
Or he was in love with Dance. One of those two. But probably not.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think this was. I thought we had a janitor. So
I think the
thought
body.
that-
I think the body's in electrical. I think Jay might have cleaned it.
I mean, it's
Not Jay.
What?
Destiny,
Excuse me?
or Dark Wolf. Like it's.
I was
those
gonna
two
say,
might-
I know Jay and Apple were both in admin. Like when I left them there, they were hanging out together. Like,
Probably
I'm-
not Oz.
I've
probably
got
not.
nine
So you
because
said,
I've
I'm
not been in
Sophia
admin.
Flux.
I've
well, I
not
mean,
been
like
in
earlier
admin,
on,
Doc.
early in the round, I said. But you guys are hanging together like you were kind of like buddy maybe.
I'm currently
No,
stuck
I
in
haven't
a
been with
rocket
I
Apple.
roll.
didn't even see Jay.
I've
What?
not been in admin at
Ozza
all.
and Clux are fine for now.
I fix
but
the lights.
Yeah, for now.
Okay,
We're
so I
good.
think he's Jay's XD.
Oz, are you trying to throw some foreshadowing onto the scene?
For
No,
now.
no. She said for now, and it was really,
I
really
did.
rude.
I
Oh.
Tessany, like you guys are also in the vicinity of where this body is.
Where?
Pretty sure
Where
the body
is it?
was in electrical.
Can I just say it's
So
impressive that you're able to throw foreshadows? I don't even know how to throw one. You're able to throw four. That's
I was in the
amazing.
boiler room
Shut
now,
up,
heading
bro.
back to admin.
You can throw 4? I don't know what HD is, but my doctor says I've got 80 of them.
I don't know if Jay got shot
I think he...
out or whatever, but like I do know that Dark was in the vicinity and positioning and movement of him was very weird.
Hi,
Testany
thank
was
you
in
for the
area, but her
follow.
positioning
Really?
and
Doing
movement
water
was
reels is weird.
Appreciate it. Welcome to the
Where you were
internet. Hope
standing
you
is
have a great
absolutely
day.
weird.
How are you? How are you?
Where was I standing? I just stand in water
You were
wheels.
standing in the middle of boiler room, dude.
Oh.
I've just been doing my tasks.
Kid,
Talk
come
about-
on.
Apple, why'd you vote Ricky?
Really, right, son.
Because I think he killed.
True. Hey, Arnie. Hey, what's up? I am your new follower. That is amazing. Thank you for being my new follower. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm fine, thank you. That is amazing. You've made my day. Hope you're having a good time. We've got to make sure. So, I think my only goal right now, chat, I've got to just survive. Wait. I think Ricky is in contact, Chris, not sure. I was locked most of last round. I'll keep away. Okay, so it's Ricky. Boom. Okay, I'm survived for 10 seconds. That's the good stuff. That's the good kush. I hope, anyway. Oh, this is gonna be the one. It's like once it runs out, he's probably like watching me. So Ricky is the main sus. I appreciate Apple for this. Apple's a cutie patootie. We just gotta get tasks done as well, chat. Just gotta run away. I've got 8 seconds until my safeguard is down again, and I can do it. 3, 4, 5. Huh?
Oh, we got this first
Not
again.
glitched.
Whoa!
Whoa. It's been a while.
Rude
since
disperse,
I've
I
gotten
just want to say.
dispersed.
Hi, Ari. Thank you for playing in games that were kind of cool.
This is up. We just got dispersed to it. It's up on the electrical vent, and Sophie is there with me. I think we got dispersed together.
Yep.
That's what that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got moved
Okay, well,
5
Not
inches.
Sophia Flux again. Oh.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was,
there went Tess.
I'm surprised no one shot me yet, which means the misfiring, because I was very obviously stating what my role was at the beginning.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Obviously.
I was gonna ask Briz, how come you went into weapons left and then came back in there like with me and Cluck?
I was generally so much freaking fun.
Because I had both the download and the weapons.
I love chaos mods. This is why I want to try doing the chaos lobbies. I might start hosting like throughout the week lobbies instead of just Jay's one. I also need to talk to a couple of people about different servers to get into different servers as well because I want to be unbanned.
All I know is it's not Sophie or Oz for this.
Yeah.
I'm a little weird on Briz, but I have nothing concrete for that.
Let's
so.
get her out.
Okay.
Oza?
Okay.
There's a world where there's
Immediate
just one killer
violence.
It is a world
It
where
was
there's
so
only
slow.
just the one, but.
And if she just shot Tessany, maybe.
Did Jay get thrown
No, I
out at the
feel like
last meeting?
Tessany may
Because I
have
think Jay
misfired.
got cleaned.
Didn't Jay shoot himself?
No,
Jay
Jay was
shot
out the
all
other
while
meeting.
shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were thinking Jay was the janitor of Duo.
Damn.
Brizzy.
What?
Stop doing crime.
Crime's
not
bad,
doing crime.
Briz. Come on.
You wouldn't
I'm doing
steal a
crime.
It's so
handbag.
cool, Briz. Crime's
You
not
wouldn't
cool.
download a car.
Oh
what
my
about cool
god.
crimes?
I absolutely would.
If I could, I would. How long you're at Twitch? I've been streaming for, I want to say, my reality is I streamed for about 1 year and 10 months, and then I took 1.5 years off, and now I'm back. I was moving city, so I had to move. So I made a couple of very cool friendos a long time ago, and then I came back, and then I've made all my cool friendos. Those still my friendos, so I get to play cool games with them still, and they haven't forgotten about me yet, which to me is kind of freaking dope. So technically, I've been doing Twitch for... That's Briz! Briz is out to kill me! 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 Sorry, I kind
Hi,
of...
everybody.
I kind of panicked.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Sin, and I'm an alcoholic. It feels so good to get off my chest. Briz, you've been chasing me from Dwayne.
Brizzy.
Not
What do you mean?
I don't know where you are.
I went
I have.
That explains a lot.
I was trying to run away from people's arrows.
So
Did
you ran...
she chase you in dropship?
So
Because I
yes,
saw
from
two bullets in dropship.
yes, went into dropship, saw me there, chased me from dropship, past Dwayne the Rock Johnson,
What?
and then I was like, I need to get it. Then I lost you in my peripheral. And I was like, I'll go do this this button. I was not chancing a thing. However, it could not be you. I could be wrong. I was just scared for my
You're
life.
wrong.
However, I was not chancing.
I was trying to avoid people because I have radar.
That's...
I will tell you straight up, Briz is not a jester because they didn't vote themselves last round.
Also true. I voted Briz last round.
Fuckers, I think. Oh
I
yeah,
voted.
that's good.
I
It was,
skipped.
Tan and Brown that voted.
I'm just kind of.
How do you know what
afraid.
colors?
Oh, dance.
Oza?
I
I
heard that.
stopped myself.
I heard. So it's Briz, right?
voted
It's Briz,
No,
right?
I'm not a killer.
Brizzy.
I'm
Ozza,
not a
I'm
killer.
gonna vote
Oh,
before
I'm not a
somebody
crook.
thinks
Okay.
more.
Okay, everybody.
Can I think once?
Calm down.
I think Sophie's gonna vote somebody out with 17 votes again. Wait, no, Dan's got that done. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I
So
didn't do that.
no,
What are you talking about?
I was so confused. I didn't know what was happening.
I'm
not a killer.
It's the last killer.
I'm not
Is
your
it
problem.
Briz? Is it just Briz? I'll hit the button.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I need to go into. I need to hide. You think, Riz? Please say yes. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kara. How's you doing? I really thought they said that you've been following me for like 3 months. I was like, nah. What's you doing? You think, Briz? Oz was not asked questions like that when he's crew. Wait. Oh. Ah.
Oh, wicked awesomeness. That explains a lot.
Oh,
Hey, Darkwolf, buddy. Want to tell me why you're running from Apple's dead body as it's flopping?
where's this?
Hey,
body?
buddy.
No.
I'm in dropship right now.
The fuck you are?
The frick. Ah. That was
This is
Hmm.
O2
You do know my
I
role.
was-
I'm surprised I haven't shot it out yet.
Gonna say there's
don't
no
know
one
your
in
role. I don't
dropship.
know
There's-
anything.
There's one in lab.
But
and
don't
Who you
That's
think?
fine.
Who you
That's
think
fine.
took their
Yeah.
dance round one? Because I thought it'd be funny.
I don't know.
Who you think can actually guess the who
Who
voted?
do
don't
you
think
you
you're using
are?
wrong
That's
terminology
how I
for
knew
me.
Tan and Brown voted Briz.
Sophie, are you the one blip in lab?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, then 2 blips in O2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting to be guessed out. I'm surprised I've
Makes
been guessed
sense.
out.
Okay.
Okay.
You got guessed out. Who did that?
Not me.
we were the ones who were clear the whole time. One of us.
Yeah. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the yeah. Welcome to the yeah. To the party.
This is literally my
I just had
face
to
right
vibe.
now. Me having to get rid of Lazarus Flux. Oh god, I don't know which one.
Well, I think Cluck shot.
It's meant to, Ari, okay? I did it just so that people would go, you know it's spelt wrong. I was like, you know what? I spelt it wrong on I accidentally was like, I'm just gonna keep it. I kept it and was like, yeah, cool. I want it to be misspelt. I don't know why. I guess it's kind of baiting people to join chat. I know.
Glitched the whole time.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we did it.
Sorry,
I was so
Apple.
safe with you,
Sneaky
Doc.
sausage.
I thought I was so safe.
I
So
thought I was
oh, you're a
safe.
survivor from the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going after. I thought I was going after. Actually, I was going
He
after
was a
Clux
confirmed
because he
prosecutor.
skipped. I thought he was lovers with Briz.
Huh?
No, I'm just an idiot.
But you
Oh,
just
sorry,
weird on me.
you got
So
crewmate. Okay.
I fell for an apple.
Don't say that about yourself, Clux.
Clux, you went into O2. You disappeared. I'm like, oh, you must have vented away or something.
No, I was doomsaying people is what I was doing.
Did you
I
try
admit it.
shoot me?
Jay, did you want to change?
Oh yeah, I was shooting you every round from the beginning. I thought you were a grenadier at the first. Because
No, I was.
That's why she didn't guess me out.
I was
That was
survivor.
the easy one.
Gosh darn it,
Guys,
Hashi.
question.
Then when I got the
Answer.
same result on Tessa, I said,
Vampire
okay, I'll
Hunter.
try her as grenadier, and she was the grenadier.
Are they crew or they?
Yes,
they're crew.
Vampire
Do you
Hunter
want them to
crew.
turn on all vampire deaths? Should we change them to crewmates still? That makes logical sense.
You could do
I mean,
sheriff.
I'm cool with just turning
Something crewmate
vampires
that can
off
kill,
in
like
general.
Richie or
Yeah,
because-
sheriff or something.
Sheriff.
Okay. Again with the neutral. I'm a button Barry. Please be Jester. I'm a vampire. Wait. Convert crewmates and kill the rest. So what do I need? I need to bite people? Okay, okay. I'm also a button Barry. Okay. So how does button Barry work?
That is so
What?
fast.
Apple, you just walked over. It's at Tessa's body.
No.
I'm like, I saw.
His
Yeah,
body?
it's
This is
I-
Chase.
Tessa's standing
No,
there.
it's on Tessa's body. I don't know what happened.
No, Jason.
Tessa's still standing there. It's Jay's body.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I walked around from the left-hand side. Jay was big, and he was just walking around. I go round, see Tessa, go up to go towards.
You cut out Apple.
Oh, I go back. I try and find where it is. I can't. I don't.
Yeah,
Is it further
yeah.
south?
I don't see a slice at all here because, like I said, I saw Apple walk past it, but it didn't look like a slice. The body's just report
No.
right there at Tessa's body. This is either a swooper or a sheriff shot, which is weird.
I don't see it on the floor though. I
Nope.
don't see him physically. Wasn't he big?
Whoever's
I
on
I don't know. I
weapons
just see a
with me,
report, but
they're
I don't know
probably
where it is.
safe.
That's me. That's me. That's me.
If you see
Naza.
someone
Hey.
in the
Clux,
left
Oz, and I
hand
are all
side,
there.
There wouldn't be a sheriff shot miss one, right? A sheriff shot miss one? Wow. Oh my god, strong
What's the
bond.
radius?
Unless
I don't know.
Jay
Jay
would-
Fletcher's a wild card.
Unless the radius is
Come
like
on,
in the
Maddie.
south of the cafeteria. That's because I didn't visually see it. I just got the report button at Tessa's feet.
Mm.
Yeah, that's where I find it too. But when I go further to the right, it goes away. So I think it's below us.
I didn't even move.
Yeah, Tessa.
So
didn't look
did
like
you
that
guys
move.
did you guys say that you didn't see a slice, you just saw it flop?
No, I just see a report button. That's it.
Oh.
I don't see any slicing though. So I don't know who. or what.
Interesting. Very, very
Yeah,
interesting.
I doubt it's a bomb because it would have.
No, but I'm gonna hit more people.
Ooh.
I don't know the radius of the bomb on
Could
this
be
one.
a
I see that.
swoop.
I think
See if I
swoop.
pass
I'm
swoop,
thinking
though. This was
swoop.
They did
This
that
is
swoop to Luke
real
and pool.
low
Instant
cooldown, right?
swoop. Yeah, that's what I was like. It's like instant
Swoop, swoop, and
swooping. Yeah. The good old slice, dice, act nice, and run away.
Slice,
Yeah.
dice, act
Slice and
nice.
act
I like that actually.
Yeah.
That's
That's good. That's good.
Amazing.
I've got it tattooed across my chest.
Okay.
Oh no! Okay, we've just, you know what? I think we've just got to be aggressive, okay? I think we've just got to. Oh, we gotta go this way. I reckon let's just be aggressive. What? Why not? Why? Oh my god! How do we get away with that? 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, now, ladies.
What?
Wait,
Huh?
Doomsayer!
Same time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's Tessin, but it's me that called it.
It has to be hit double
weird.
before the
Guys,
bot
I'm in
blows
my
up.
Tessin roleplay era.
If I blow up, Centrosity's guessing me.
Huh?
Because you just walked over me and then now you're buttoning like seconds later.
Where is the body, Tessity?
I don't know if this is a glitch or morph thing, because I walked in Electrica with Sin, and Sin just killed his body right in front of me.
Wait,
Yeah, someone's
okay.
venting around there.
Wait, yeah, okay. So there was somebody that was walking. So I'm in lower. Is it low? Wait, let me just double check them out before I get it wrong. It's lower. Yeah, lower engine, and I've just walked past Dark. Was it right?
Yeah,
And
someone was
that's-
venting. Actually, all three of them. I saw.
Okay.
it.
And this is an
I
electrical?
saw.
If
Yeah,
it's in
by
the
the
last
door.
10-15
People-
seconds, it can't be Riki.
Ozza,
Yeah, this is
Flux,
electrical, it's
Apple,
not
Brizzy,
Yeah,
all
Apple,
good.
Brizzy.
Chris as
I just
well.
passed those two.
Yeah, well,
Who's running above the
Nap
table
does
right now?
work.
I
Yeah,
can
just
see
came
went
in
to
here
grab
right
it,
now.
I'm running above the table right now.
Okay, yeah.
Apple's in navigation with me. That's all I really know.
Wait, so
Yeah,
that,
Apple,
hang
Flux,
on.
Chris.
Ricky was just
Hang
there.
on. Right, so like Apple, Clux, Brizzy, myself, Ricky, not
Ricky.
Tessany, Chris.
I
That
think this
means-
is actually just Centrosity or Dance.
I think
And-
it's
No,
actually
no, no.
Austin,
So,
yeah.
so I was in lower engine and Tessin. Where did you say this was? And you said that you saw me.
I think
And
Dance on right side
go
of the
off
map anyway.
Electrica.
So you're saying it's going out of electrical, which means I'd be seeing me right now.
No, Centrosity. What Darkwolf said is he passed you a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah, no,
ago
that's fine.
in
That's,
lower engine, and now
No,
that's
that was
right
in-
next
it
to
was
electrical.
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I think it's you.
no, so Dark saw
You
me.
might be venting. I don't know what you do, but you seem like you were coming from electrical. Then you're also coming looking in med
No,
lab
no,
area.
so you saw me in the crossroad going down into engine, right? You didn't see me in lower engine. I'm still in lower engine. I'm doing my mouse
Sin,
drag
can I ask
task.
a so,
Sure.
You're still
wait,
lower engine, but you
Yeah.
button.
No, yeah, I called button from lower engine.
Why?
I just wanted to call it. I panicked.
No, because he got caught.
Why would
Yeah,
I
I
do?
think he got
why
caught then. That
would,
doesn't
why
make
would I
sense.
do that? Why would Mr. Krabs?
why would
I
you-
need
why
to
would
ask
you
for
be-
my pay raise, please.
Why would you call a button? That doesn't make sense.
I just.
You're bad.
Why would I?
He's a
why
naughty
not?
boy.
I
He's
just
a
want
naughty boy.
Surely. Okay, hear me out. Jay, I'm sorry. Sophie's dead. Okay, I take that I'm bad, okay? Hear me out. Let's be aggressive has never been so good. Okay, maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe I should have just been a little better. Good night, everyone. I already need to be up. I already need to be asleep since I have class at 7:30 and it's 2 a.m. Go to bed, Ambo. I love you. Go to bed. Ah, I cut my lip in that one. How do you even... Cara, I wish I knew how I got away with that first kill. I don't even know how I got away with it. But you know what? I'm for it. Let's just say yes. I have no idea what that is, Toti, but however, you're banned. It just looks like phone numbers, so why would I... Thank you for following. However, what? Oh, Lord. We can't even do tasks. La da 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 da. I know, right?
Hi, sorry for the button.
No.
I don't know if it
Do
was
we
a
have a
glitch or something,
janitor?
but I thought I saw Riki jumping from a vent, but I could
No,
be
you saw
just-
me getting transported.
Oh, I got transported. I came back.
Oh.
I got transported over to Camdish.
Yeah, I was running from lower engine, and I ran into reactor, but I got transported.
Yeah, because all of a sudden you appeared in electrical, in the back of electrical with us. Okay. Sorry, that's my bad.
That's why it called me.
All right, then.
I done goofed.
That's okay. We
So do I head out?
appreciate you
That's
being
okay.
thoughtful. Ah!
Bye,
my
Ambo.
goodness, that
Maybe
made me
Rick
jump.
was
Have an
bad.
amazing night.
Oh,
Oh,
you might
he
get
was.
guessed as like either
He guessed out.
the engineer or jester, maybe.
Let me
Or
just
maybe
look at
he was the transporter.
Oh,
Possible.
Maybe it was the
That's also
transporter.
possible,
Let's
I'd
go
like to apologize to Riki for
Wait,
goofing.
Riki.
Tess, what are you thinking? Why aren't you voting?
Um,
What are you thinking? You
she's
got something
doing
going
something.
on?
no, I was just eating chocolate. I did not vote.
Oh, what chocolate?
I mean, fair.
Fair, fair.
Grab some chocolate right now.
We might have a dowser in this here and there.
Terry's chocolate orange slaps. Damn.
Hmm.
Ricky. Hear me out, buddy.
No.
I sliced through J round 1 in front of about 5 people and nobody saw it, brother. It
You're evil. You're obviously evil when you bought
I
me there.
didn't. I did not know what to. I thought I had to just like. I thought it was like infect, where you bite them, walk away, then they turn into like a vampire.
No, if they are a killer, you kill them.
Oh yeah, I just went over to Jay and went slice and just carried and just stood in front and was like, oh, I'm so caught. And like 4 people looked at me and went, yeah, we've caught you, and then just didn't know I did it. So I just thought, why not just go aggressive full game? And then Tessin caught me red-handed. So then I cosplayed as Tessin. It didn't go great. Oh lord. Lord almighty. So wait, whose roles is who right now? So Apple's a Doomslayer, and we love Apple. Dance is Snitch? We've got a mayor. Doomslayer Snitch! Oh my god, okay, wait, no, okay. Oh god, oh my god, Guardian.
Found body.
Interesting.
Upper engine. I have no information besides the fact that it was an upper engine, and I saw 2 people in admin before I went to upper engine.
Oh
my
Why'd you come to the top of the cafeteria? So for me, is the arrow pointing at you or something?
Who?
Because I'm nearly done with my task. Is an arrow pointing?
Oh, that's amazing.
Who are you
Such
talking
good
to?
luck.
Yeah, who are you talking to?
Oh.
Oh my god! Oh, Tess is bad.
I hate my life. I was medic for
Yeah.
dance, and now I'm trader. Okay, bye.
I'm also.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Dance, I could
that.
never find you to tell you I was your guardian angel.
So
Even though I had radar,
GG's. Jay.
one more killer for lovers win.
Jay, I am so sorry, Jay, but I thought it was like a bite walk away and then you die.
Yeah,
I
we
didn't think
almost
I'd
got the lovers win,
slice.
but
Did not
hey,
think
we
I'd
got that
slice
true
through you.
win.
It's all right. It's all right.
I literally just
I just
cheated
spent the
dance
time playing
master.
connections.
Riki, did you misfire on me?
I just shot because it
the
didn't
minute you
matter.
came up
When
there,
you
I'm
fucked
like,
over
oh,
my
you got an
co-core
arrow,
down,
'cause
it's
you're
the only
coming.
left alive.
Hey, yo,
When it's
GLHF.
bomber, it's just like whatever. Just get it over with.
Oh, okay.
Right. Imposter, 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 imposter. We got this. Boom. We're a crewmate. I've got radar, though. What is radar? I'm a trapper. Catch killers in the act. Radar. Be on high alert. Okay. Okay, okay. This is how we do. Okay, okay. Because we are crew. So I've got radar. Okay, so so it just tells me when people are where. I believe him. I ain't gonna do anything with that one. Ain't got a password. Yeah. Oh, yeah, let go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Boink, boink, boink. No, so close.
Hello, sausages.
Hello,
The killer
pork
just came up and is
rinds.
still with us.
The killer's still with us.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they came up and they sliced, and it was you, me. You had the green shield, and then
Yeah. I done my task, and the body was just lying there with a
conflicted.
load of grey beans.
Yeah,
Clucker's nose.
Bagok.
Who's in reactor with me right now?
Reactor.
Yeah. We're doing the crystal reassembling task. Holding hands, but we're grey, so you know.
I'm in there.
I'll take
Sorry, I
that.
was muted.
That's
Are
okay.
you doing the crystal reassembling task, Sophie?
Yep.
Just two grey
Indeed
beans
we
hanging
are.
out.
Just guys being dudes.
Yeah.
I went and got my watering can.
You got your watering can.
So unless we have any
So
guesses,
that,
we should
that
also
was
skip-
that was you
mean
that was in there with
That was me that
Jay
walked
doesn't kill
past
this.
you when
Jay
you were
didn't
on your
kill this.
wires.
Jay
Yeah, so
Brizzy
we
and I
don't, we
were.
don't know. Let's all skip and see if we get at least a 1 and a 3.
Absolutely not, because that's a horrible idea that never works. But
I
Jay,
feel. Go on,
Yeah.
go Ricky, go Ricky.
The odds
Jay-
are so.
okay, so Jay, Brizzy, and I were in admin together. Killer runs up right after comms and slices. They come up from the Y, so that's where
Just
the
a
killer
bit-
came from. And then they stood there with us. I was not reporting. I was gonna hope that the other person reported, or
Okay, so not
Okay.
Counts
One more
well.
thing
not
to note.
Chris. So
Well,
then-
it's a small killer, right? So because I'm the giant, so.
One more thing to note as well. Clux has been blackmailed. He voted immediately, and I seen Clux and Tessney hanging together
So
outside.
that's what that is. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
In my
So
head, I was
think
like,
Clux
I've
is
got
also
extra information that I don't know
immediately
about.
Giggled as soon as you said that, so I'm willing to say it's Destiny.
Bagok.
I'm the vote.
Tessin.
I'm the vote on
I am
Sophie. So
I'm gonna
I'm
vote
not
on the
Dan.
black.
What's wrong
I
with
voted
you?
Clux.
Gosh darn. Okay, so it turns out. Okay. Have we got more tasks on here? Nope. Have we got tasks over here instead? All the way. I know we got a big bean that can jump. I think it's dark that can jump into vents, and I'm okay with the knowledge of that. I feel like that they're good. Or they could have just got an ally from day one, you know? Ally from day one kind of vibe. Who was that? Wait, who's here? Okay, that's Dance. Okay, Dance went... Okay, there's Dance. Okay, that's fine. Oh! Huh? Oh, okay. I hit the button instead of hitting report. Okay. Now,
Alright.
Tessin, what the frick?
Yeah.
What?
That one.
Huh? I just smacked my hand on my keyboard and hoped it did something, and I was like, I need to bump. Tessin just swiped the bean in front of the table, in front of my eyes.
Yes, I did.
So I think Tessin's just a slice dice and is not nice.
I killed both of these.
I mean, you don't admit to it.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
meant to get away with it, Tessin.
I know.
Somebody
Now, hold
shoot,
up,
somebody
let's-
shoot her as
Giggle
Jester.
theory is real.
Shoot her
Let's
as
not
Jester.
say anything yet. She did go as soon as someone did some high level IQ against her. Cluckers, what did you see last round? Because you were kept away from talking.
Well, I was
Please
kind of
start
one of the
anytime
last
you would like
ones
to.
to.
We don't want to make sure you have every.
Yeah, no worries. I'll wait until you're done.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, go ahead, Cluckers.
So-
yeah, no,
Yeah.
Speak to
So
Cluckers. Yeah,
I was
go ahead. Yeah.
leaving
Oh, so
dropship,
annoying.
and they hung back and waited for me.
You are hung.
As
Sorry.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
no.
Tesney probably
Hello?
probably blackmailer. I've already voted. Have a great day, everyone. Yeah.
Tess, just vote yourself out at this
I
rate.
will.
You just. Well,
So,
well,
Cluckers,
do
anytime
we...
you want to start
Oh,
telling
guess.
what happened
If you
last
wanted to
round,
guess.
go ahead. You take your time.
Oh, I already did. Were you not listening?
No,
What'd you shoot him as?
Oh, come
okay,
on,
not
Tessie.
correctly.
Okay.
Come on, Tess.
So what'd you shoot him as?
Yes, everyone.
You know what? I'll
Just
give
letting,
you.
just letting you know, I cannot guess this is real, but okay.
I can't. Oh,
Thank
guess
you.
what?
Okay,
No,
full
she's
house.
just-
Okay.
Can't guess at that.
No,
There's
she
that rule?
she sliced in front of my face. If you wait.
Yeah, they bad.
Don't, okay, thank God.
Oh,
Hey,
Okay, I really thought the test was like, oh no, I just got away with some kind of a kill roll as the Jester. I was not about to take that. I love this song. Day, it's good news dawning. I look at me, cause it's gonna be a good day. Cause you know I'm gonna get away with the kills. Cause you know it's for the cheap thrills. Dollar bills, you know it's me. Good day, cause you think that I'm cool. Walking around like I'm the big crewmate. That's me. SYNTROCITYHD. That's me. Here we go. Rocking around just out front of the window. Yeah. Oh, hurry, go. Cause you know, cause I'm done the window. Sorry, the Bob done it on the window. This a brand new dawning. It's gonna be a good day. Yeah. Good new morning.
Apple?
Oh my god.
No, apple's good. Apple's good.
Okay.
What do you see, Clux?
I thought I saw a lunge and then a bunch of bodies exploded and I'm scared and covered.
Dead.
Where?
Is there
Bottom
a,
of decom.
Do you have bomb on?
No.
Do you have bomber on?
Bomber is on, I think.
Yeah, bomber's on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone is
wouldn't-
dead, but they died like I thought it was around us in a circle. I don't get how we're not dead.
So somebody said they saw somebody lunge and then everybody died.
Yeah,
I thought I saw a lunge, but there were a
Arsonist
lot
doesn't
of bodies.
lunge.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
not arsonist, but arsonist doesn't lunge. That's the thing.
Hmm.
I thought it was a bomb.
Ricky
but it's-
Dance were going up decom with me. We opened the door together,
all
and then they all
underneath
died.
Yeah, they're all underneath us. It looked to me as though they all died,
You've cut out.
Yeah.
and so, because they were closing, and so there was like the steam, and then they're just all dead.
Do we have
Apple,
poly
what-
lovers on?
Wait, can Warlock do that? Warlock can do that, can't they? Kill people in front of you
There's a
without a sludge?
No, they lunge. Warlocks lunge. I'm pretty sure.
Hey Astrid, thank you for the
Looks
follow.
like a
lunge.
I was just saying that.
I
How's your day
thought I
going?
saw a
Welcome,
lunge. I
welcome,
thought I
welcome.
saw apple
But
lunge.
this is like 4 people
I just don't.
all
think
around
It's a
us.
lot of people.
Well, they're below us. They're underneath us.
The beneath.
Oh,
us
is
what
this a
you're
double
saying.
kill in lovers? If it is, it's
I
Sophie
think
Apple.
no, I think it's a
No,
lover's
I
death.
don't think
No.
it's apple.
It's
It
Sophie
sounds
and I
good
were
enough
just
for me.
reacted the whole time. I don't even see Sophie now. I just see Clarks.
I don't think it would be Sophie with
Yeah,
that face.
I'm on my way to medbay.
Wait, no, Sophie was in the. Wait, Sophie, you and I were in Reactor at the very start, right?
We were.
Doing-
and
yeah.
I was on my way to bed.
I went straight to reactor. I didn't see Centrosity.
Oh, no, at first round, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was so conflicted.
No, it's in lab.
I should have
don't feel
voted skip.
conflicted.
You know what? You're right. I was thinking too much. It's dangerous for my brain. Did we get the lose? We
Oh,
got
it
it.
was just
Oh
me.
Yeah, no,
Oh
that's
my
already-
god. It was
My
Warlock.
partner
Oh,
died
Warlock,
round
yeah.
1.
Yeah,
Apple, you
yeah.
can't get like
Damn.
me.
You must have a shield.
Yeah,
Hi,
That's
Acid.
why you
slice me down.
Oh, we had a
How you doing? How's your day going?
The absolute just
Audacity.
horrible feeling of having 8 people infected after round 2 and thinking you had pestilence in the bag and then misfiring because you wanted style points. Yes, I hate you.
That's why
Wait,
you get
what did
to
you
try
guess
and
her
add
as?
flair.
I guessed her as blackmailer. I thought she was blackmailer.
I thought she was
No.
blackmailer. What were you?
No, I was
What's glitch?
I was blackmailer. I was spamming blackmail at everybody because I was playing blackmailer roulette.
Oh, you were spreading a
That
disease.
threw me
Yeah,
I
completely.
thought I had that,
Glitch.
and then I got.
Yeah, baby! We got double shots as well. Oh.
I'm a janitor. Oh, let's saboteur. Dun 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 dun. Start spreading the news.
Oh, okay. I thought this was Jay.
Oi.
I
I just thought.
I'm conflicted.
Don't be conflicted. It's that easy.
You're so right, King. Yeah, I saw nothing. I'm skipping.
What now?
What?
You can't just. Wow.
That's not how.
No
you
longer
see,
conflicted.
I love when people say you can't do that.
Destiny
when
was-
someone actively does.
Destiny was a non-touching
I'm gonna
crew
put
role.
faith.
I was her GA. You should probably out the killer because they can't be a hunter or a veteran.
Wait, so I mean that isn't that the objective to out
Oh.
the killer?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, with new information brought to light, then Dark Wolf, buddy, hey.
Yeah.
Dark Wolf, buddy. Hey.
So anyway, I
There
wanted to
we
be a GA for
go.
Destiny. I had no clue what she
Super
was.
dead.
So
You
there
use
I
that to
was,
laugh? That's
barbecue
crazy.
sauce
What
on
if
my
you just outed a
titties.
real bat?
Ricky, I appreciate you, Ricky. I appreciate a good old-fashioned lie from a crewmate. All right, Ricky's hard cleared.
Sometimes you need to lie.
Yeah.
You know what? I've already made the choice. I just gotta,
Who lies in Among Us?
It's
No one does.
impossible,
I lie
right?
every
Thank you for voting me. I skipped.
Barbecue sauce on my titties.
I love lying in all parts of my life.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
I like
that's
lying
expected
down.
of you, Dan.
This is gonna be so freaking hard now. Why? Okay. Dump. Some. Done. Immediately done. I need to get clears because there ain't no way I'm getting this. I need to act crew. How does one act crew? Let's close the doors to everywhere. Huh? Huh? Hello, Sophie. There we go. Pretend that we're on here. Clark!
Hi.
No.
Hi, Clark.
Hi.
You're awesome, Clarks.
But
Thank you,
clusters
thank you.
buttons.
Whoa, wait, Ricky's dead.
Yeah, Ricky is dead.
Oh,
Sin
you got
janitor. I don't know who your killer is. Sin definitely janitor though.
Huh?
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
brother.
good enough for me.
In which reality?
Good
This one.
enough
Yeah,
for
but
me.
how-
As someone who has been, yeah.
Okay.
As someone who was killed
thoroughly
in
believe
in the first round, 2 different games this lobby, I'm very happy to vote out a janitor. Or have them shoot themselves out.
Huh?
Or get shot.
So
at. Any of the above.
Chris was locked with me in the dark in weapons and didn't
Yes.
kill
How did
me.
I know?
So I
I
just
mean,
think
is
he's the path.
there a world where
I saw this
it's
cleaning
just-
lab, by the way.
it's aftermath?
It's is
Maybe.
this where we're what?
I'm so
Aftermath, where he killed and cleaned.
Who found him clean? Who was it that found him clean?
Is it that long of a round?
Did I see the kill or did I see
Well,
the thing?
no.
on the
So
telescope?
killing and cleaning when your aftermath happens instantaneously. So you kill and then it forces you to clean.
Oh.
But also, I passed when Jay fixed lights. I left Ricky
Who
and
was
someone
it that
else
guessed
in
me?
lab. But someone crossed over me in the dark towards lab when lights were out, which I thought was
Is it-
really
is
sus.
it
I ran straight
Plague?
to lab, and the person
was
I
me, that was
seen
me.
coming into Deacon
I'm
Town was
leaving
Sophie.
lab.
Bonk.
Yeah, I was
Sophie
in
came in through
Specie.
Deacon Town.
I was in Specie, and I'm trying to leave.
You were
lab.
in Specie?
If it helps,
I
Ozza,
was,
I was
for
the one
the
who walked
majority
into
of the
lab.
round, and now I'm leaving.
Oh,
Because I didn't see you. I'm in Specie.
I'm not there right
Okay.
now.
She's definitely there though.
I'm gonna complain about something for a second. Chat, yes,
Definitely there.
I am a giant chicken, but no, we don't need a ton of barbecue sauce for me. That's bullying. We don't need to bully me.
Barbecue sauce on my
no,
titties.
you're a
Bullying
giant.
is
You're a
good.
giant
Yeah,
male chicken,
Yeah,
which makes
chat.
you a
Hey, guys,
big
I want to be very
You
clear.
listen here,
I am voting
chat.
Clux. I voted Clux for barbecue
Cock.
sauce. I voted Clux for barbecue sauce.
We need
That's
one
fair.
hell of an oven, man.
Clux, I voted you for barbecue sauce. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
That's fair. I agree.
Who's our friend? Did we get no friend?
Who guessed me?
Either Sophie or Ozza. They're the only two that could
Ozza,
guess.
probably.
Wait, really? Oh.
Yeah, I was surprised you guys didn't see me turn into Ven and Air when I went to go hop into Ven. I said, screw this. I was just gonna get my revenge and
When you got voted out, I was like, huh? And then when I I don't even wait. How did he know that I was janitor?
Clux is playing a
Clux
weird
literally
gesture.
called you out as janitor.
You got it.
What?
Brizzy, who killed you? Oh.
I shot Sophie.
You
'cause
shot with a lover?
Sorry.
Did you have aftermath or not?
Brizzy!
Yeah, yeah, aftermath.
Brizzy.
Brizzy,
You were not in Specie, and then you
I
were there.
literally said I wasn't.
She said she was
Okay.
leaving labs at the end.
Okay.
So,
All right. I thought you said you were in
crossed-
Specie the whole round, and I
No,
was
no, no.
confused.
You got. I
Sophie
mean, I
was
was,
going
and then
yeah.
I left.
Sophie was in
can we just-
Specie and went
can
into
we just
lab.
hold a moment and-
That's
and
what
also-
it is.
and
The only
also
reason I
right
shot there is I thought I was getting ready to die.
Also,
when-
you
when
weren't
Sophie
trying to win
came
that
up
game,
on
right?
top
Also,
of
you
me
were fine
in-
with your
in
lover
weapon.
just dying, right? You weren't trying to win.
No, I was definitely just wanted to die, spontaneously combust.
So
I
who
was-
shot the janitor?
Why
Janitor there? Which of
not?
the two?
You know, it's fun.
Who shot what?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ozza. It was because Sophie came in when I was shooting asteroids, and I was scared I was gonna die, so I shot her.
We're just wondering who
Jeez.
Ozza or Sophie shoot.
We're a crewmate. We're a giant bean. I'm with the mayor. Oh my god, I get to re-elect myself every year. I'm a big boy. That's me. I'm a big boy, chat. Look at this, because I'm just a little bean toy running around trying to vote you, because I think that you ain't not crew. I'm a big bean, and I know it. Running around, I don't throw it. Voting out the crewmates because I'm not an imposter. Running around like an Italian pasta. Because I'm linguini with the logistics. I don't know. We're doing it, chat. Let's get this done. Let's get. I want to speedrun tasks. I think Maya should have a rework where Maya gains more votes depending on how many tasks they did in one round. Because we're slow as it is, right? So there's Jay. Okay, never mind. What in green grace god, you know? Hello.
Clux, where'd you get this from?
The floor.
Store.
Because you just walked into admin.
By the way.
What?
You're standing like right on top of me. Why are you not reporting this?
Wait, in admin? Where in admin?
No, storage.
Isn't Tess just mourning the dead, realistically?
No, Tess was standing at the top of storage. As I start going down, they start following me.
Mourning the dead.
I'm still wondering why the person who got transported with me did not report the body, because I found this way before.
Why didn't you?
I was like, screw it. I just stood on the body.
It was kind of like a not my business kind of situation.
No, I don't like that.
I mean, I didn't say I liked it.
Not my was triggered.
I passed by a lot of people, and they still did not report this body.
I will say that this is not Jay.
That's then you were up in weapons.
Yeah, I went into navigation and I'm crossing Jay right now, and I'm hoping that Jay can also clarify that one. Thank you.
I did see Sin indeed.
The last time I saw Chris was in the dark. I crossed over Chris when I was going up to weapons, which was where Sin was, and then I assume Chris went down.
Yeah, you were doing weapons as I finished it. I done download and went to nav. Yeah.
Where's everyone else? Apple, where are you?
I'm clearing those two.
I was up with Jay for the longest time. There's no way I'm voting him for this.
I think Tessany's done one of them.
Went back up and he'd gone. Tessa might have. She was running down with someone else from CAF when I got ported down.
I'm currently inside of admin. That's why I thought it was. Someone said it was in here, and I was very scared.
Yeah, because I did see was a Clux go in there too, the admin. That's why I'm like, I thought it was in there.
The only reason why I was in CAF, I got transported away from the body when I was gonna be ported.
You said you were reporting it?
Yeah, I think she's evil, by the way.
What's gonna be ported?
Storage.
Likely story to change.
I think Centrocity's probably evil too.
That's not true! I'm a big bean! And I also vibe with Foo Fighters. See, would a crewmate be doing this? 1, 2, 3, 4.
It'd be 5 skips right there.
I skipped to get benefit of doubt.
That was my bad.
I still think I
wanted
want
to vote Tessa, and then I skipped. But I did want to vote Tessa.
I did not do nothing. You can vote me if you want. I was just stood on the body. I was gonna report it the first time.
I'm sorry. I missed the beginning. Was it in admin or storage? Was it storage? Okay. Well, Brizine's body is in. Oh wow. Okay. Brizine's body is in medbay.
From the first round.
Yeah.
Why did Darkwood get shot as?
Wait, did you say Briz's body was in medbay, Jay?
Yeah, I seen a cat in medbay.
Oh, okay. That gives me ease of mind.
Would you shoot Darkwolf as, Tessany?
I cannot shoot.
All right, so what neutral killer are you then, Tessany?
I would just vote for myself. I did not do nothing.
Or the jester.
Tess.
I do think it's a. Oh no, wait. There's two. Okay, there's 2 skips. So it's Tess.
One of them is me.
No, Tess voted herself.
Tess said she voted herself. I think she nominated.
Yeah. I think Tess might be a jester. Nope.
No,
cool.
I didn't want to be.
Oh wait, we need to go this way. Running down. 1 in 10. 1 in 10. Don't wanna be your monkey wrench. Falling for you. Whoa! Dance. Get transported.
There's a report button in storage.
There's 3 deads.
Holy.
Triple.
Oh god. So
Wait, what?
There's a triple kill.
there was oh god, I saw there were 3 people in medbay, and then lights went out. I went up to check medbay, I couldn't find anyone. Came down through storage, I passed over somebody, and then I had a report button, and I think it's just been killed in front of me.
Okay, I did get transported like 2 seconds before this got called. And I was in admin at that time.
Where'd you get transported to?
It would be specifically O2 on the dial for O2 as if it was a sabotage. And I'm currently top right of cafeteria walking through. I'm very big. I can barely see much.
I do trust you from the first round anyway, so I don't think you could have done any of those.
Advocate.
I'm
That
in
w-
reactor.
for what it's worth, Sin, that was me.
Okay, cool.
I think someone is dead in here as well. Just as I got off the numbers, I think there's a. I don't know whereabouts it is.
Oh, I'm so
I mean, I know-
conflicted. I trust everybody
where
here.
I know where Sin was because
That's where you
of
ended.
that, but
I
mean,
trust
it's
Dance
either
the
Ozza
least.
hitting bait or Apple
I don't think this is
is.
fake. Oh, then I think that's a miss.
3 kills, not enough time for 3 dowsers.
Did you get it? Yeah.
I didn't even have a win
Damn it.
condition.
It was-
I just.
How dare you,
It's fair.
Ozza? I was trying to win.
Oh, to be fair, to be fair,
Yeah.
I mayored you. I'd been saving up, so you were gone.
Wait, is
I
that
think you.
that's
not how
the
that
old mayor?
works.
That's
Is
not
it
how
not how
Mayo
it works anymore? Wait,
You
what?
have to reveal.
No.
Don't you have a reveal?
You have to
button?
reveal.
No, you gotta reveal.
Oh, so when it said reveal,
can
I was
do it
like,
whenever
wait,
you
if
want, yeah.
I was gonna do. Oh, if I reveal, is it just gonna tell everyone I'm mayor? I'm gonna die. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you
you
guys
have
for
to
fixing
reveal
that.
every single round.
No, you can't get shot when you're revealed. But
Oh.
I'm gonna go to Mirror.
your
I'll talk to you guys
vision,
later.
your vision is really small.
Yeah. Gosh darn it.
So
Oh my god, I'm a miner. Let's go. I love the miner roll. Right, let's go. There's nothing in here. Okay, so I'm gonna place a mine. Okay, and I'm gonna turn lights. Okay, can I make a mine literally anywhere, please? Okay, never mind. That's a double.
Yeah, I was just spamming R on the lights panel. Also, hi, it's nice to not be dead
Hi.
first round.
Hi, Chris.
welcome in.
Yeah.
We got a good idea.
Yeah.
so me and Jay ran together all the way from Launchpad to the lights panel. The grenade went off. I just started spamming R, and
I wasn't
That's what
grenaded.
happened.
I can just straight up tell you then that if there's a grenadier, Sophie killed.
Oh. Oh.
oh, okay.
Why?
The grenade missed.
Because I saw
dare
Sophie
you.
kill.
I know.
Oh,
Dan-
amazing.
Yeah.
Dance, are you still
I was
there?
also grenaded on.
How
admin
dare
table.
you?
Yeah, I just was out. I was
sir.
right outside of the lights area when grenade went off.
Yeah, Sophie
I
killed
can check.
Jay. I know that Ozza,
Oh.
Klux, and Darkwolf went up together.
Yeah, I fixed
Yeah.
it. And I walked away, and then all of a sudden we got grenaded.
No clue where
How
Klux
dare
is.
you.
Actually, Dance, where are you right now?
I'm in. I
I'm
already
stood
said
on.
Oh,
yeah, I'm stood on
no.
top of Dance.
Okay.
Okay.
Dance was on the admin table.
Rosine, where are you?
Then the grenade went off.
I am right outside of office because I was
Apple, where are you?
going to the lights panel when I got grenaded.
Sid,
was
what did you
grenade-
guess? What
I
did you
was
vote?
on top
Sorry?
of Jay when we got grenaded, and I'm fast, so I booked it down. I am now at the exact intersection of the Y.
Centrosity, where are you?
I'm in the what's the bottom room called on this? I'm in cafeteria, going towards balcony.
I think you killed Klux.
That's just not true, my dude.
That's where Klux died. and don't think Destiny's there. And I know Chris isn't there, and everyone else's stories
Okay.
kind of lining up.
I can tell you to the pixel where I am. Balcony door, right side, top right corner of that one. That's my exact
I'm
location.
just saying, I got an arrow flash
How
down there a
many?
few seconds
How many
ago.
pixels across?
Oh, let me count. Ha!
You do
Well,
that.
you have a lot of time to count now that you'd be dead.
But I didn't do anything.
No, I think you killed
You
Bucks.
did
I mean,
everything.
I did everything, but nothing all at once.
So hi, Sin.
What the f happened there, bro?
Hi, buddy.
What happened there?
You got voted out. What do you mean?
What? And in which world was it evidence? Sophie, what happened? Oh, this was just a scam. I feel like you've been speaking for Logan Paul. Bro, it was just, I think it was Sin. You know what? We all back this. It's probably Sin. He hasn't spoken all round.
To be fair, it was you for that
Yeah,
exact reason
but
and location.
Brain goes. Brr. Oh, that was just upsetty spaghetti, my
You need a
dude.
hug, buddy.
Oh, I
You need a
need. Look, oh, bro, I just need. Look, thank you for putting
It's
your
okay.
big chicken neck on me. I appreciate it. What? Why, bro?
Just rest on the. Wait, I can't say that.
Don't-
Rest
no,
on
no,
the
no.
rooster. There you go.
Rest on the. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, baby. Oh no.
This is in the Y on the right hand side.
YMCA. Like,
How-
why
on the
YMCA
right?
am I here today?
Like the cafeteria
Yeah.
side. Okay, because I've just
Yeah,
come up
but
the
it's-
left and I didn't get a report button.
It's near the middle, but it's on the right hand side.
I think it's like-
don't think this is Ricky or anyone with you. I came up.
No one's
from
with me
camp
anymore.
Before and the
Oh,
body was there.
No one's
I
with me
think
anymore. They all
Brizzy's
left.
dead.
Wait. You know when we die? I'd not do. Boo. So what you gotta do when you die? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. Dick down for out the window.
Quack, quack.
Tyson. I got you, bro. Ah. Every day I could admit, some days I feel like a piece of shit, but then I walk away, I talk away, just like it did to me when I died away, cause I'm a miner inside Among Us, run around cause they just think they're answers. Did you know? I'm a good guy, not a bad guy, and yet I still die cause when I try. How are you, Tyson?
Somebody here will Crew's
That's
definitely
when, yeah.
losing.
But I think she's still AFK.
No, I think
'cause
Crew
she's still
loses
standing at the
either way.
I didn't call that.
I mean, y'all have a trader. Y'all shouldn't call anyway.
I didn't call it.
I know you didn't. I'm
guessing
just
Dan's
saying, y'all
good.
have a trader. Y'all shouldn't call anyways.
Ah.
Ooh.
Darkwolf is a killer. He's got to go.
Oh no! I can't see anything now.
Holy crap.
Darkwolf
Wait,
is a killer.
Tess? Are you pestilence?
No, Darkwolf.
Because I
usually
killed
starts-
one. I killed one.
Hmm. Oh.
I'm gonna guess this.
Oh.
Because you killed my partner.
She didn't, but good shot.
Oh, she did. Okay, I knew. I
Betrayed.
Good job.
I
Yeah.
heard that you guys were
Betrayed.
talking about it too, because Ricky was.
I have a dozen of tabs open about classical history, and I've spent the last few weeks writing essays and reading about Roman culture. Oh, it's exam season, isn't it? Yeah, my exams have just come up. But overall, okay. How are you? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. We're vibing, you know. We're just chilling, playing some Among Us. That's how we do. You know how we do. I've been getting sussed out way too easily, chat, and it's kind of upsetty spaghetti. Let's see. We're a crewmate with Frosty. I'm a transporter with Frosty. So what does Frosty do? Leave behind icy spurs? Huh? So wait, so look. Dance. It's okay. Oh no!
Oh. Wait.
Fuck! I saw who killed it, and they
I've never seen so much emotion in such a short amount of time.
somebody killed Tessa, and then like went right outside of my bubble, and
I thought Ozza came down there, but I didn't see a lunge or anything.
Sorry, where is this?
Somebody definitely lunged because there was a blood splatter. This is right below dropship.
Okay,
Wait, I'm not there.
Okay. There's a few clears actually.
I can say Ozza is there. Ozza is standing right above the body.
Wait, no, that's not the. That's a fuzzer. That's a
What do you
fuzzer.
think
It's
for
a
clears?
fuzzer?
That's a
Okay.
fuzzer.
So for clears, there's a few of us still at the top of dropship. No, Apple's one of them.
Yeah.
Remember the Apple?
Yeah, I'm-
Rosine, were you there?
Yeah, I was there also. I'm only about halfway down dropship because I am very big, even though I have been pumping up.
And I think there's another person. I think there's 4 of us at least.
I just sprinted down and I saw the body standing up, and I didn't see any lunger.
I have 2 clears as well.
It's a fuzzer. It's a fuzzer.
It's a fuzz.
I can only
believe it's
clear
a fuzzer,
dance
though.
because we're standing on the drill together.
What the other people seen it in the dropship that there'd be a fake vase, like 2 vases?
I can clear
Well,
dance
I
and
was
Chris.
first out of dropship.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Wait, not Chris. Wait, who's with me right this second? Dance, is it you? Nia, Dwayne.
Who the what?
That might
What's
be.
happening?
That might
I'm not
be.
paying
Got a
attention.
glitch.
That might be Dark Wolf. But,
It might, I think Dark,
No,
think,
I-
went into med.
No, actually, I just stood in the middle there waiting for someone to die so I can get their roll. That's what I did.
Ah.
Fair enough.
Sheriff, got it.
Wait, what?
No, but I can.
Did
I
the
can clear
fuzzer,
Dom.
did the fake fuzzer like actually kill us in front of everyone, or was
it
it
might.
just like?
It might have been because, like I said, the person, like somebody lunged to it. There was a blood splatter, and then they were outside of my vision bubble, and like
Okay.
I was.
It's got to be a glitch
that?
because I like pre-ran. I was first out of dropship, so no one would have had time to like sample me.
Where are you again,
Damn.
Ozza?
I went straight down to weapons.
Likely story.
I held down, got into the weapons doorway.
Closed the doors and was like, no one's getting here. I see you. Right. Okay, I need somebody to transport. Right, so Dance and I'm going to go with Dance. Dance, yes, Dance. Dance, go this way. Go this. Right, we're going to do this together. You're going to be my lover. Right, you ready? If he kills me because of this, I'm going to be very upset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, now I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to transport. And it's going to be... Is it Dance? Where's Dance? I can't do it.
Oh.
That's a lot of bodies.
I have an idea. Wait.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, so now that I've got that out the way, these bodies are inside of office towards admin. Yeah, that was Ozza. Oh, I'm glad I got
Somebody
that.
else
out.
done
Oh,
something
was
too.
he saying he's werewolf? Is that why he was barking?
No, he's imp. He's got the imp next
Yeah,
to his
he
name.
has
hasn't
imp
he?
next
Oh,
to
he
his
does?
name.
What the fuck?
See, so
Imp.
Probably.
I'm
Imp.
glad. I'm
Sophie
glad
or
that wasn't me
Jay.
because I really thought that was client side for me. I was like, I'm
I
not
don't
going to
think
say
it's
anything.
Chris.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wait.
I'm so confused.
No. Sorry, I was with Dance just as this. Like, I got transported away from Dance, and I think it was Ozza that ended up with Dance.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Wait. There was two bodies right next to each other, which they could have been lovers, or Ozza had very quick cooldown because it was kill, and then he's potentially then just
Could be
killed.
Warlock.
Or that. I don't understand what Warlock does.
I don't think there
No
was
one
enough
does.
time for the Warlock
that's fair.
to
All right, don't
charge
know.
up all the way.
I
But
think he could have been underdog, maybe. The more kills he gets, the faster it is.
well, that
No.
would
Yeah,
have
that's too
required
much.
that would have
Juggernaut,
required
right?
yeah, like, and also for him to have a cooldown that fast, it would have mean that Tessney was exactly his partner, which is
Okay, I mean, we
unfortunate. But
I got nothing.
does anyone know why his name says imp next to it?
Oracle.
Ah,
Ooh,
noted.
stinker.
Thank you. Damn, I'm so Dance. I wish I was there to protect you, but I'm sorry. We were
That's so
jiggying in space.
Yeah, that was confusing.
Anyway, Jay, which one of you, Jay or Jay Junior underneath Jay, did this?
Jay
Junior.
Junior.
Yeah,
I thought Jay Junior would be the one on top.
Ah, you don't know that. Okay, right. So now I need to transport away with someone. Right, let's go into here. Hey, Prath, how you doing today? Welcome to this internet. My name is Intrasty HD, but you can literally call me whatever you want. How you doing today? Welcome, Sin. Oh my God. Also, Yak, welcome in, dude. How you doing? Right, let's teleport ourselves away. Right, we're going back into Spessy. We're gonna go with Briz. Wait, can I just? Can I not get a report, please? Oh, wait, is it only transport with people I've seen? Whoa, oh, whoa, 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 oh, whoa. We got scattered. Here we go. Okay, there's a J. There's a crazy Chris. Wow, 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 wow. There's a Cluck. Okay. I think that we can get this down to whoever this could be. Why is it not letting me? Okay, it won't. Okay, my roll nearly screwed. But we're good. I wish it would let me teleport away, though. Oh, no. Wobble, wobble.
Wobble, wobble, indeed.
Wait, was this just Sophie?
Wait,
Pass?
Briz
I
is
didn't
also
say-
dead. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
I don't
Okay.
think Chris gets any kills, so I'm torn between Clux and Sin immediately.
Yeah,
a
this
lot.
is one of the two of them. I'm pretty sure here because Jay and I did top left reactor together, and we both ended the round in cams. So
Okay, very quickly then.
Okay, well,
Unfortunately, everybody that is dead are the ones who can clear me 100%. Just if it's between,
Okay.
if it's between, is it? Wait, did you say it was between Cluck and I? Is that
Yeah.
the argument? Okay, then it just.
According to them, yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
more
yeah.
inclined to believe you because I got dispersed to the electrical vent and I opened the electrical door to see two people leaving as reactors finished.
Well, I was stuck inside of refuel with Sophie when we got dispersed, and it was a little remains body of somebody, but a cleaned version of them, so it might have been a prior round one. But it's just straight up just not me. Does he not?
Have you voted Clux?
I mean, if it's between me and Sin, I'm voting Sin.
Okay,
I mean,
let's
there's
no. Okay,
no room
it's
for
just-
doubt there.
It's
But
just straight up just not me. Look, if it's not you and it's not me, then it has to be one of the other two, because I will trust you if you say that. I'm just saying it's really not everybody else. Why is it just you three left alive? The only people who haven't seen me this game. I'm okay. Sorry, I had to get out of my system. So Jay, why is it not you?
I've been Chris basically the whole round, and I know he didn't get any of these kills.
I do. Okay, to be fair, Jay, you could have killed me, and I think Chris could have killed me at a couple of times. And if it's between Cluck and I have to say it's Cluck, but it's just really not me. My evidence here is very shallow.
look, and unless Jay and Chris have some kind of partnership together, I believe them.
I
and it
think there
just
was a
has to be
lover
you.
in a couple, like 2 rounds before. Okay, listen, if it has to go between one of us two, Cluck, I'm sorry, I just have to go on you.
I know it's fair. I get it. We're
I'm
in the
so
same
sorry.
position here, but
We
I'm
hug each
more
other.
inclined.
Okay, never mind then.
What?
I think I'm tiebreaker.
Okay, if that's the case, wait, who did you vote for, Jay?
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
baby!
okay.
That's what I'm talking about!
Chicken nuggets! Chicken nuggets!
Oh, so good. Oh no. Okay, so wait, I'm transporter, right? I'm a non-binary wine dispenser. I'm a transporter. Oh, that's a terrible joke. I'm all for it though. I'm a transporter. 3, 2. There's no way they're gonna get it. I'm fast as boy. Okay.
Can tiebreaker be guessed?
No, it's a modifier. So it's not.
Some modifiers can be guessed though.
I wouldn't have called the button, right? If I was in it, if anyway with my win condition, I would have just got one of you two. Right? So let's figure it out. You two can fight like men. All thems. I'm not here to judge. Which one of you is it?
See, I'm torn between you two. I'm in the same boat as you, Sin.
How
was I
could it
wrong
be?
on
Okay,
Cluckers?
listen. If it was between Cluck and I've called the button on 3, there is no way I would have went this close to getting a win. I would have just killed.
See, I actually think Sin. I think Sin's more Jester than anything.
I'll take Jester if it means not getting me voted.
But I don't think we can get a traitor spawn. Oh wait, it could have been.
I mean, wasn't Tess the killer at the beginning? Or did Tess die? No, Tess died at the beginning. Never mind.
Well, no, the speculation was that if Oz's cooldown was really low, then it was exactly Tess's partner. But we have no evidence to know one way or the other.
Listen, we've
and
got
it's
3
also,
big brains.
You got to remember, the Oracle's only 80%, so there is a chance that the Oracle was wrong and Ozza wasn't an imposter.
And he was werewolf.
We have no way of knowing.
I have a huge, wrinkly, smart brain, right?
Okay, that I'm just gonna vote you now for you.
Okay, listen. Let's calm down. Okay, listen. I take it back. Okay, listen. I've got a smooth brain. I'm dumb as okay. Let's stick with that.
I hate that too.
You know what? It's all this self-doubt I've got going on me. I need to work on it, and I'm glad that you're pointing this out. It's really gonna start a revelation. I'm voting Chris. Okay, Jay.
I hate it. I hate it here. I hate this.
The way you're acting, I think you're crazy.
He didn't
really
vote me. Oh my god, he's Jester.
Shit.
Wait,
are you evil, Sin?
No. I'm the transporter, bro. I was the transporter.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the crew did it. We did it, gamers.
Yeah, Clucker, you don't know how lucky you were. Like, my alert had just worn off when you killed me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
God damn
yeah.
it. That was so close.
Wait,
so
you've
Hi, Livy. How you doing?
I didn't check. We right on
I have no idea what to do there.
Yeah,
myself,
I was
but
bad.
Probably should.
I was happy you shielded me. That's why I was surprised you voted.
We're a neutral. We're in love with Ricky, chat. And we're the Jester. All with it. Da. Circus. Jester. Skippity doo. Can somebody tell me what the to do?
Oh my green shield.
Why is Jay dead already? What the?
Why is Jay
Well,
dead?
Skip is definitely not the thing to do. I'll say that right now.
Hey,
The way he sounds like it's something I
guess I should have just watched and let it happen. But somebody's just put a knife in Jay's back and just went, you know what? I'll pull you away.
Wait, what?
They're dragging the body.
Oh, why did you say that?
That's what I'm saying. I also
You said
know.
skip diddy do.
No, sorry, that's a rhyming error. I'm just. Listen, Sophie, you're a beautiful
Rhyming
being, right?
error.
You're a beautiful being, Sophie. But just why?
Oh, thank you. I needed to walk my dog. Sorry.
I thought you were talking that you're like vampire hunter or veteran. That's like Skippy. Okay.
No, sorry. It's that. You ever seen that drive-through TikTok where it's like, I don't even know how it's like, yo, skippity duck. This is what the I want. Okay,
Nah.
I guess I'm just okay. Listen, I'm just gonna sit in my corner and watch TikToks. It was Sophie, okay?
I assumed that's why they exploded.
I have skipped.
See, now we do the skip
Just
skippity
so
dee.
everybody knows, you're not fun. Y'all,
I'm sorry, Sophie. I realized after I
Girls have
reported.
fun.
When I
Girls
reported,
just
I was
wanna
like, I'm
have
sorry.
fun.
Diamond's a girl's best friend.
wanna
I
have
don't give them out.
fun.
Who's vote?
I voted Sin.
It's yeah. I just want to have fun. I
Sin
literally
against fun.
Yeah. Sin versus fun too. Electric Boogaloo. Streamer community, Wolfie. Also, Wolfie, your name has changed color. Whoa! Now I'm just saying. This one is a streamer only one. This one. Well, welcome, Sin. Hope you're having a good day. I actually went to all my lessons today. Oh my god. Let's freaking go, Libby. I'm proud of you. Look at you. Invent. Wait, can I? I'm just gonna hide, okay? I'm just gonna hide. Hopefully I'll get... I'm just hoping somebody will be like, hey, yo, you know... Sin. Skippity duck. This is what the frick... I'm just gonna walk past Apple. Apple. I think that was a good... I think that might have been a good play. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like bones. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Everything lasts forever.
Grenadier.
Yeah, me, Dance, and I think Chris were in admin, and the Grenadier went off. I don't know. They could be outside too, but.
Okay.
I know that
he was on
Rizzy
cams.
and somebody else were leaving as I walked in, either Ricky or Oz. I can't remember which one it was though.
I just came from right side over to Medbay.
Apple, can we just can we
Did you,
preface this
also,
meeting with
when
I
you
love
passed
you?
me on in the hallway, did you see anyone else before you came up that way?
No, I saw. So when I was in admin, I saw the vent pop outside Nav. So I went around to check to see if there was anyone there, but I couldn't see anyone.
Because Tessa is dead at
vent in Calf
communications.
did pop.
Ooh.
The vent in where?
In Calf.
Huh.
Yeah, because Tessa's dead at the download and communications.
Yeah, there was no one. There was no one that way when I went over that way.
In communicate. That means I can clear Apple, because Apple is in lower engine towards electrical.
This is correct.
I also
Apple
think
just got on
Apple
security.
was on.
I can't.
Yeah.
I was getting off of it for a second.
Wait, Apple, were you not the one that was on cams?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
But Ricky
okay,
was
okay.
also there.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you
so-
see anything, Apple?
Sin is in lower engine. I wasn't on there for long. Nothing of merit.
I will say,
Okay.
unless it's my vision, Apple walked into navigation initially, but I didn't see them in there when they walked. When they were, I was in there, but they were there.
I can
I
confirm
didn't see
they
you
were
walk
in
out.
there.
I didn't see you walk out, so I don't know.
Yeah, I ran over you outside O2 and I went up.
Yep.
I can
so
also
Yeah,
either
that
Ozza,
was later. Yeah.
either Ozza killed Tessany or somebody killed Tessany and then went back into storage.
didn't do anything. This
Yeah,
was.
I'm just saying,
I ran through that
for you?
5 centuries ago.
I'm inside
Whoa.
of the admin. I was in there the whole time. Oh
I'm
shit!
not voting. I'm just saying that.
What the heck?
Oh, nice.
I was inside of admin. I did say that.
What did Clutch
did
say
he
that he
shoot?
got guessed?
Okay.
You didn't say anything.
Entrosty is a jester, by the way.
Huh? What? In which world? No, nuh-uh. Ha! Huh? How'd he know? I'm so conflicted.
Dancer Brazine shot Clux probably as Doomsayer.
No.
Oh,
no, I probably was one of you two.
That means either
Wolfie,
me or Ozzy.
Wolfie, this one is a streamer one. This one.
He's with us.
So Apple's probably the killer. Ozzy, yeah.
Oh,
It was me, by the way.
wait.
Nice.
You
Oh, you're
guessed
Oh,
male
you got
once it's
Ozzy.
been revealed?
No,
Ooh.
No, I
he guessed
No,
Jester.
he guessed the jester.
I guess.
Yeah, so I had to get the
That's why I
information
didn't
out
out
because
him.
Dan,
Ozzy was
Wow.
on Doom.
Doomsayers were a thing. I just yelled out.
Yeah,
some
Dance.
roll.
I felt
Yeah.
very nervous when you came up against me when I was looking at that
What
Paul
the-
that was door.
Dan,
It was
thank you
worth
for
it.
saving me from having to be the traitor.
Ozza!
No, wait, who's the Grenadier then?
It was a mayor
Grenadier was me.
jester. I was like
could see
so
you
happy.
I could see you voting yourself.
I didn't know that until I got told in my lovers chat. My logs were like, "No," I was like, "Oh no."
I was about to just say Oz is good, and I didn't know how many people had.
Who are we? Okay, Rampage the killer. Okay, so literally werewolf with radar, right? So, how does one rampage? Does he just? Is this what it is? Is it just a? Okay, wait. That's just a. Okay, it's just a. 3 second. 3 second. No! Jay, who's behind you? Who's behind you? No, Jay, it's me. Who's behind you?
I don't fucking know.
Okay, well, that's the person that just done it. There's somebody that's behind you. They've just done a double.
That is Das.
Sorry, the Y.
Oh, the
No,
Y.
it's closer to the office door.
Oh, okay.
And was that Ricky that we left in?
Yeah, I'm running out of a launchpad, and Sophie's
Not
running hand in hand with me.
Chris, Ricky, Sophie. Who
So
are the two
Jason and
people
Tess are
in
all
the
in that
bay?
area.
See, I think
Who are the people
I
in
was
the
walking
bay?
with Clux.
I think it was Appa and Clux on my base scan. I'm
Apple and
looking.
Cluck.
I think it was
Yep.
Appa.
Yeah, we're on med bay. Tess is watching us.
Okay,
was
so
it.
that leaves these two kills are between Jay, Sin, and Brizzy,
Yeah,
right?
this is Jay. So there's two bodies next to each other dead. That's what it is. Whoever's done it is either
I'm
in front
right
of you or
outside
behind you.
of Deacon Tam doing wires.
I don't think Brazine got this. That leaves.
If you can make a laugh and jiggle, you make a split and jiggle. Now say it with me, chat. Dang, I can't say that, bro. I'll have to delete that one. I'll have to delete that one. Just that one.
Where is this report happening again?
Apparently, it's in the
by the
Winey
office door.
office. Yeah.
By the office. Okay.
I think Sin's a howler.
I really think both of these.
There's a double kill right next to each other, Jay. That's what it is. That's what I was trying to tell you.
I
wouldn't out my role at the very beginning.
No, I think you're just bad.
Huh? No, I'm not bad.
Oh,
I'm just not bad.
That's twice on this map.
I want to cry.
Bad Sin.
Okay, listen.
Okay, Sin. I got a little thing for you if you're a werewolf. Follow me to the left.
Wait, which left? Oh, this left.
Oh, there you are. Okay, right off dropship. If you're gonna do like that as a werewolf, best thing to do is wait for the last person to kill. Kill them.
Oh, and
Wait
then...
right here for the people with the arrows. Pop them,
Oh,
and then walk
radar
on.
werewolf, bro. I thought I had it. I did it from the top. If the thing was, if he didn't do the whole, if he didn't say I'm blind, I'd have got away. But I just preemptively opened my mouth to try save myself. That was the tissue. That was a big issue.
I think I found my best werewolf on this this map, and I got like 5 kills right off the bat before I got thrown out.
It would have been a good clip.
Now, if you ever want werewolf, you get flash werewolf on airship.
Oh, that'd be kind of pog. You know, I've not
It
really
is so fucking OP.
I haven't played the new map that much. Oh my god. Oh, Chris is on the... Okay, never mind. I thought I just witnessed an imp and was like, oh my god, and I remembered I'm dead. Yeah.
I don't like the new map, to be honest.
I've played it like once or twice. It is big, and I feel like you need to have like 13, 14 players to at least play it decently. Or like the classic modded lobbies used to have... Oh. In this case, you're very unlucky map.
There's a
I
body
get
on
it.
the balcony.
I get it. Just let me cook, bro. Just let me cook. I can't, bro. Not with that. Not that one. But you're cooking something, okay? If you can make her laugh and giggle, you can make that booty jiggle. You know. Although, fix your chat on screen. I can't see how delayed I am. Not for the creator games. I don't have chat on screen for it. Every other. Nope. Next song. Oh yeah, we can vibe with this. Yeah. Every day. Uh-huh. Here we go. It don't set me about to step down you free. Okay. It's a goofy movie. Although I do want to play the new map. I might do that with community lobbies. Although I might also, I don't know, because we like Polus and we like Skeld, right? Which means we could do Mirror every now and again. This is community lobbies, by the way, chat. If we do community lobbies, I don't mind doing nothing. I don't mind doing the Among Us community lobbies if we do. I'm getting distracted. If we do Among Us lobbies while we do community, I will do heavy modded like this one, the same way that we do, because I like this vibe more. Sorry, this vibe. I prefer to do it like the way it's getting done here. I just think we can do submerged and try, and we'll try the new map. If we don't like it, we don't like it. It's all cool. But I'm definitely going to say that we're going to do Skeld and Polus. We might not do... Mirror is FT Wings' favorite map. I know that. Who knows? Oh my god, it's Jason Korn. Would they all vote? Oh, they all literally just voted Tess. Tess has just got the worst poker face ever, bro. I swear.
Everyone.
Welcome to the afterlife.
Yeah, there's a lot of baddies in that meeting anyway, so.
I didn't get to talk. I think I got voted.
And one of the goodies is a lover.
Oh.
So. Imposters you can call comms and maybe they'll like. No.
Chris is still alive.
It is my unlucky map,
He's
though.
Plague Bear, so it doesn't matter. He's not gonna.
I can't do any tasks, chat. I can't do any of them. I wish I could. I wish I could do more. I wish I could interact with the game a little bit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Here we go. Wrap down for the top to the window. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay.
Quack, quack.
Stop.
Who was the last
Hi,
one to
friend.
leave reactor?
I'm just leaving now. I just was in there in the lab with you and then left.
Hey, Strassi here. It's time for that imposter action. Yeah, get your chest to get up. Let your thoughts get hyped. How many people have troubles binning you to give... My head's having an aneurysm trying to read this one. Wolfie, my head's just... I done a... Flipped it on shit and reverse it. You know, that's what I did.
Is dead on Simon Says, and I don't know who.
Do you know
did
what's
it.
crazy is I can clear myself for this because everyone else has been either in Decontam or Reactor since Reactor started going off, and I've been Temple the entire time. One person has been staying in Decontam, so I think a little Jesty Westy maybe sat in the vent in there.
Oh.
But that's all I got.
I just
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I absolutely trust Ozzy with this because the contam doors went off, but no one came up, and they should have done. And I know it's not Clux as a jester.
This is a plague.
Yeah, which means Ricky's a jester, which means Oz is probably bad then.
I'm not bad.
I really want to vote Ozzy here.
No,
Jay,
I'm
you
not a
wanted to
jester,
vote
Jay,
me
because I haven't
for
seen
so
him. I've been
long,
running around.
And I don't understand why. Brizzy was so on board with the three of us all being clear and vibe and then hanging out. I've done so many tasks. My last task, I have the wires at the bottom left of the way, and I have the wooden reactor. Those are my
Clux,
last
did
two
you run out
tasks.
with Jay?
Yeah, I left Decom with Jay.
It's such a good.
Yeah,
game.
I ran through right behind you then.
It's gonna be a crew.
I'm
Can we get
Skippy.
crew?
No one came up.
I'm
So-
Skippy
no.
Whippying.
So
I'm voting Ozzy Wazzy.
We're not getting. We're not getting. We're not getting. a
Ozzy
task
Wazzy.
Evil.
I skip.
Little
Ozzy
killer.
Wazzy. I think there's some bad.
Evil.
Ozzy Wazzy.
Oh my gosh, you two! I promise I'm crew. Two of you
I
are
think
bad.
there's.
that's
I don't
why.
know. I think there's some bad info here.
I promise. Cross my heart and hope to thrive.
Oh my god! It's Jason Bourne.
It doesn't matter. It's over.
Yeah, Chris, you hit bait.
Bait Oracle of all the combos to have.
Yeah,
got
yeah.
two
And I
Nicholas.
had made you confess right
Oh,
before you
Simon
killed
Says
me.
my last.
We got this
Oh my
team.
god.
I got Simon
Most of
Says
us
the
were like
last.
7 and 8 out of.
Yeah, no, but Sophie's on 3 or 4, I think.
Oh.
Sorry.
And so is and also Briz is on 5. So I don't think I have high hopes for the ones on 7.
Oh,
She's
never
doing
mind.
it. She's doing. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go, Ricky. Let's go. Ozzy.
Good job. That's too good of a combination right there.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
dead
Talk,
ass.
talk about OP.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wrong altogether. Okay.
Yeah.
Reads every roll. Oh my god, I was so okay. Listen,
Oh,
I
it's
threw myself in the bin.
Watch it against the veteran.
At me.
I
Yeah,
did
I had
werewolf,
just
and I'll
made
do it
Crazy
again.
Chris confess before he decided to kill me, and I was
Fucking
bait.
Oracle bait. What the fuck is that?
I baited myself out as werewolf. I'm sorry. What we get? What we get? Crewmate in love with Tashini. Let's see who we got. We got our get other players to confess their sins. Huh? What? Oracle. Huh? So wait, get other player. Get another player to confess their sins. What? Do I just go back to this place? This is Tessany. Okay. Wait, what? Stay away from Ozza. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Wait.
Dance.
Hi, everybody.
Wait.
Oh my god, I'm muted.
System round
God.
up
Well, anyway,
okay.
guys.
Hi,
Looks-
Dan.
Anyway, I don't know. Jay's dead. I don't have anything clever to say anymore. I've said it. Lab.
Probably not Brazine or Darkwolf.
Ricky's an electrical.
Tess is still in dropship. Dance, was it you
Probably
that's
not
just
Arthur.
left?
Thank you, Maverick.
Maverick.
I love Maverick.
Yeah.
I can also say probably not
Hi.
Ozza.
I can say probably not Maverick.
Probably not
Apple and Jake.
Yeah, definitely
Yes,
not
of course.
Maverick.
It's absolutely
Definitely
not
not
the person
Maverick.
who's not playing the
Mav
game.
is so
right
clear.
Yeah, I'd say Maverick is clear. this
Maverick's
time.
clear. Ari is clear this round.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The list
Maverick,
goes on.
Maverick,
I
are
guess
you,
to
are
say
you
it,
actually
probably
a
not
good person?
Maverick.
Are you the first Maverick?
I'm a
Maverick-
bad boy.
Oh my god, that's amazing, bro.
What the heck?
Oh my god. Oh my
Not
god.
the voice clip.
Please,
no.
just play it
What?
one, play it one more time, please.
No, please. Dear God,
Ah.
Meowdy.
Oh yeah, baby.
I don't know if I like that.
No, no, no. I like it.
I hate that clip so much.
Oh, I'm so. Why am I
I
so
put
flustered?
I love Maverick.
I had to go quiet when I admitted that.
Okay, all right.
Anything.
I'm not
Because
blushing. You're
Maverick
blushing.
is.
Shut up.
Oh, Maverick is one amazing man. Okay, that voice could make.
Woo.
See. Oh yeah.
Ozzy, you can
Ow.
save us all, Ozzy and Sophie, and Tessa.
What can I do? How can I help?
Just get us out of this right now.
No.
Skip
I'm
first
going to
vote
leave
or
it
something.
Guys,
or
please.
Vote dance.
Oh,
Or vote
Why would
dance.
you do that?
Wait, no, I have. I Ozzy
Before you
can
vote,
clear me, I
Dance, shoot Chris's
Leave me
executioner.
alone.
I vote-
Wait,
I
I think I
vote
can make Ozzy
Sten.
clear me. Don't
Huh?
I have that
What?
somewhere?
What?
Shoot, I don't
Why?
know where I put it.
I don't know. You want to skip
Doesn't
button?
matter. There were so many skips.
I'm so
Okay,
flustered by
guys.
Maverick's presence. Is
Well,
Maverick a
I know.
medium? Are you in the room? Okay, wait. So I can stand. I'm gonna stand here, and I'm gonna say, what was it? Cluck or Dance is evil. What are you? No. Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna go to this. Oh wait. Why?
This body's falling over as you're walking out.
This ball? Ball?
These are lovers.
Oh,
Oh.
Sophie killed lovers.
Dude,
Why would you
what
do this?
what?
Sophie.
I didn't do anything.
Sophie.
well, the
Uh-uh.
Oracle
Sophie,
says
did you do
otherwise.
anything?
I didn't do anything.
The Wellswick
Yikes.
Oracle from Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I
Spirits
saw
are very
Sin.
perturbed today.
Yeah, the spirits are very
I saw
perturbed.
Sin. Listen, I did see Sin. He was
Hmm.
going to the lava, and I left him. I didn't do anything.
I did not hit her. I did
Mm.
not.
I did
Well,
not.
hi, Mock.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, that's such an original quote.
Right.
Oracle gives you information to play. Yeah, I figured it out now, unfortunately. Wait, what did Apple say? Apple said, I stop and I try to work out when they died last round. And that time, anyways, gets me killed. Apple, I'm sorry. You're the juggernaut. I'm a juggernaut. Some people are stupid. I am stupid. I will take that to my grave. I acknowledge that. Chrissy, wake up. Hey, hello. Donna, wake up. Chrissy. Yeah. Toby. Yeah. Okay. All the time.
I didn't even.
Hey,
I didn't
Sophie.
even do that.
You didn't do it.
And Sophie
I
didn't
did
kill
you. Like,
Huh?
I killed you.
You sliced me.
I realized I was like, oh, I can't kill Jay twice when I'm killer, but I did it anyway.
But you didn't kill me though, did you?
No.
You killed Tess.
No.
I didn't kill
It was
Tess.
okay. It wasn't you then. That's okay. That's what was confusing me because I was like, no, because you didn't show up on my screen.
Oh, I didn't die. You died, Sin.
Huh? Oh yeah. I know who it was. Well, I don't know who it was. It's I think it was Cluck. Whoever has the mushroom on the head. Mushroom.
Clucks.
Yeah. Okay, it's Cluck. Yeah.
Wait,
So-
what role were you in the Oracle?
Yeah, I know.
Why couldn't you transform anyone in?
I could confess people. That's it.
Yes. I don't think I have that setting turned on for dead people.
Yeah, but also like I don't know if I should I care is what I mean. Should I really?
We need one task win today.
No. Oh wait, I should do my task. Good point now.
I think we're good.
I mean, you could probably just like rig it in our favor to make sure that dead people's tasks don't.
Ha. Clipped. Oh no.
Oh, Dance was the only one dead. On the I looked at less vitals. The other two are fresh.
Chris?
I just pressed a button and then Ozza fell over. I don't know what he did to me.
Oh, pestilence. Okay.
Classic mistake. I'm gonna do chosen plays Among Us one day.
I think Dark Wolf's evil too. I think Dark and Brazine are evil. I don't think Brazine's veteran.
I'm voting Briz.
I should be a DJ. Maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe I'll get out of streaming and do what all of the big streamers do and become DJs. And then they go. Da, da, da. I'm just sending my business partner something. This is a banger though. We just got off work. Hey yo, Flashy, how you doing? Right, chat. When I say you need to jump your hands in the air like you just don't care. Let's have it.
Quack, quack.
Drop it low. Drop it down from top to window. Okay, wait, I want to go back. That song was actually insane, by the way. Not this one. Also, this one's a banger. Okay. Yeah. I'm a banger with it. What a banger with it, chat. Use your true heart. Wait, what? I'm tiebreaker and I can use dead rolls to benefit the crew. Okay, wait. Use dead rolls to benefit the crew. So I need to find a dead body first? Okay, let's do it. That's right. Drop it on the fry. Running round like I said. It's right. Oh. Drop it no. This is this is what confuses me. It's modded Among Us is a different breed, bro.
Where's his body?
Pretty sure I just saw Crazy Chris lunch and kill these as lovers.
No, I'm in my weapons task, and I see 2 people die immediately. I think that they were lovers, but I don't know who it was that killed.
Where is it? I'm just curious though.
I'm on weapons, and then I think it was was it Sophie that was big? So Sophie's giant body exploded above us, and Klux was right on top of me in weapons. I don't know who killed
Sophie.
I know. Also, I think Ozza's in storage right now doing wires. Jay just came rushing in from the cafeteria.
But yeah, whoever's the giant was above me on the download, and there was a giant blood splatter above me at the exact same time. So it was lovers that died.
Where did you say the big splat was?
Do we have a? I guess swoop could be.
It was above me, so I want to say
there was
download.
a lunge. It was either Apple or Chris, and I think it was Chris.
It
was not
didn't
me.
see, but I know that Klux was literally on us.
Yep. I'm mayor. I really think Chris lunged.
I did not lunge. I was standing there.
I'm going with our mayor.
Okay.
Oh, who's on mayor voting?
I voted Chris.
I mean, sure, you can vote me. I didn't kill this, so whatever. I'm gonna skip because I didn't do this. I don't know what the hell happened. I think it may have been a swoop. Honestly, I think it may have been a swoop, but I did not lunge. I was just standing there.
You will know why I.
Skip.
He's probably the news because he would have guessed himself out.
Likely story. Likely story.
No shit. He's the fuck.
Okay. So can I find his role? Is that what I have to do? Just find a dead body? So they said weapons, I think. Oh, that's right. Rocking around like a fry. Oh, that's me. That's you. Rocking around. It's not cut the crew. It's never done. It's down us. For double double da. It's double 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 dip double 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 now. Whoa. That's why you know, son. Whoa. You not that. It's nothing. No. You cover up and not in the balls. See. Oh, there. Oh. Look at him. Now he did. Run around. Now you report instead. Now he did. That's a double kill. That's me.
This is just died in reactor.
Oh my.
Hold on. I just left. I left Apple and Ricky. Were you in there? Wait, no, Ricky. Yeah.
Rickety Rex
Yeah, he is.
on.
He's reporting.
I saw Apple in storage with I just before. I think you must have went towards reactor just after I passed you.
Correct.
Cool.
I remember when reactor was going off, Brazine and Apple were in admin. I don't know where you guys ended up.
Yeah. I am currently outside of electrical. So zooming towards reactor when this was reported. Because I have the zoomies.
Zoomies. Oh my god.
Zoomies. She's got the zoomies.
I have.
I'm bouncing off the walls like a cat that's got the zoomies, you know?
I see. UP.
Sintra, so you should out your information because you're going to get shot.
Huh?
Does he have permission?
Why would I get shot? There is no way somebody could guess.
Oracle.
Oh. Skipping.
You should die or you actually get voted. I thought the Oracle thing protects the person from getting voted out.
Like if you have information, unless I'm wrong.
I did not have any information on that. I was just, if anything, I was just going to go along with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not the Oracle, no. There is no way that there is any information out right now that should dictate what my role is to the public. Zero. Literally zilch.
So what's the street between Ozza, Dance, and Briz? Because they're not the ones.
Dance is there. I don't know.
I'm in
Nav.
I didn't see that.
Swooper or whatever.
Do you know what they call zero in French?
I did just walk away.
Zero.
So
I'm in Nav.
Honestly.
I reckon someone dropped a bomb.
Holy guacamole!
I think I would have died. I think Apple and Chris would have died round one if there was a bomb.
What if it was a terribly aimed one?
I mean, it's possible.
Nice. Okay, I need to get this. Okay. Use dead rolls to benefit the crew. So how? Do I need to find a dead body that's already been reported? So like reactor should be one, right? There's a dead body there, so no, I can't take the ability. Ricky? Okay. Let's just do a task. No, task is for the dead. Tasks are indeed. Can I just... That's dance. That's... Okay. Whoa! Okay, Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow. Well, you're forcing me to do my tasks now. On and on. I'm just gonna sing, just...
Ricky.
Riggedy Rex son. Oh.
No, I think Rosine's a killer now.
Huh?
They closed the doors like they're gonna hide something there.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Ricky's
think
crew.
Ricky's
That's
good.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean one of the dead people wasted that oracle on Ricky? Or maybe, hang on,
Apple
no, maybe
is
they
the
were
oracle.
smart
It was Apple or
because they know
Centrosity.
Ricky's good, and then it says it's
Yeah.
between these three people. One of them's evil, so
Yeah.
they would have known
It's
that one of the
50-50.
two other people were evil.
So Rosine, last round, the round where I reported Jay's
Mm-hmm.
body, you said you're right below electrical as a speedy beam. Yeah, that's where one of the bodies was. That's like exactly where the body is.
Ricky, I listened to what you said round one and took care of a problem. That's all you
I mean,
need.
that's fair. I just don't think you're a good killer.
No, so, but this doesn't explain this death of Apple, because Briz and I were both locked in electrical for a fair decent second.
Yeah, Centrosity and I were both in electrical. We were locked in there.
Okay.
So he could not have killed this, and I definitely could not have killed this.
I got locked in
What's your-
between. Well, I got locked with you,
With
Ricky,
me.
actually, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Um,
Dark
Dark Rail
Other
and
This is not with
Dance
Sen,
killed this.
so
I got locked
I
in
think
storage,
it's
and that's why I
between-
thought Ricky got killed on the way up there, and I saw Ozzy and admin right now.
What,
I think
Dark,
it's
where'd
between
you end
Dark
up?
and Dan.
It's not me.
I
I'm
fixed,
Jet.
I fixed the lights first. That was,
No,
there was
I'm-
only one switch I had to hit.
Where'd you end up when I reported Jay's body last round?
That was the one reactor. I think I was in upper engine and med bay area. That whole I was walking to the button there, or like at least checking to see if there's any bodies around that area.
I think there's a pair between Brazine and Centrosity. I don't think Brazine's sheriff.
Well, that likely story, however, you're a mayor and a crew, so you're safe. So I'm just gonna say, let's just not say that because it's not true. We need to figure out.
I'll back the mayor on the Brizzy vote.
I know. Is one of them like a GA and then
I
Not
am
being
not
bad.
a killer.
I'm a very much
Well,
a
you said you were.
killer.
You said
Variety.
you
Wait, no,
were
you
a
just
said you were
killer.
I am
What
not
are you doing?
an evil
Oh, is she
killer,
Jester?
okay?
No, I think she killed.
Somebody said my role.
I'm
Take
gonna
notes on
guess
that. It's
Dark.
okay. There you go. I'm voting crew. Ah!
I hope I did
Oh,
it
you
good.
Oh, Ozzy, you're a. You would probably did. I think I'm the only killer left at this point.
Swap then, Ozzy.
Yes. Yes. Good.
You're a jerk.
Goods. Goods.
Why won't Ozzy let me win?
Touch my life into pieces.
Hiccup Wilder just resubscribed for 34 months.
Hey, Hiccup, thank you for the sub, bro. Welcome. Wait, wrong time. Wait.
Oh, the too early too, which is good.
Dubba-dubba.
So Brazine
Okay,
round
I'm
two.
gonna get shot by
Yeah,
our
you
new
are.
traitor. So goodbye, everybody.
It's either Sin or Dark Wolf.
It's definitely not me. Right, Briz.
Well,
you
Sin's
okay?
clearing you, so I thought like it's one of you two.
No, so I want to back up Briz for the first one, and then Briz was also stuck with me inside of Electra. That's the only way I'm saying the kill on Apple would have been impossible.
I'm just gonna vote.
I think
I
Brazine's
am voting Dark.
Just so you don't think I'm like gonna just guess anybody out, Ozzy. So
You're voting Dark?
That's what
Yeah,
Brazine
it's
is.
either
I don't-
Dark or Sin. It's either Dark or
It's-
Sin.
it's-
I don't know which one.
You were with me. You were with me.
See, wait, Sin.
I'm voting you,
I did.
Doc.
I
have to.
already voted, so I can't guess.
No, that's not how that works.
Oh, it's not okay. I just voted immediately just to get rid of that.
So you voted to Dark.
I voted Briz.
But
Briz
no,
is
but
killed,
Briz was
so-
locked. No, but the kill on Apple, Briz was locked away with me in Electrical.
I think
Either Dark or Sin. I voted Dark. I don't know.
Briz is killed and Sin is clearing. Like could be like sounds like GA types of talk.
As long as we're not on the side of me being a killer, then we're
No,
good
here's
with
the
it.
issue. Here's the issue. you're not sheriff because Ozza got guessed out of Swapper. You would have to exactly be sheriff, almost certainly. So you're not sheriff because you would have been
I'm
shot.
not sheriff.
That's
Oh
the
my
right
Veteran.
god. Oh my god.
Centrosity's the baddie. That's all
It's,
it is.
it's really.
Doesn't matter.
It is Centrosity because I'm the executioner, Riz.
Oh lord.
Oh, just like that, man.
Just a
Okay.
Oh
I was
my
sure it was gonna end or not.
no!
What an ending.
Oh my
Right?
my heart sat.
That's
I was like,
wild.
yes, we've won. Oh no, shit.
Please
no.
give me time to change.
Oh, I had to just
So
double back.
I would just like to make it known I did not kill the first
Damn.
round. Apparently, my partner dropped a
Hey,
bomb.
it's guys.
That doesn't sound like
Okay.
a
Is that what happened?
Somehow
Your
did
partner
not
would never
hit me, even though I was.
I feel
right
like
there.
myself
Did not
again.
hit Apple. Or
Oh, I was just on it. Oh, I was sweating like it was nothing, chat. It seriously still doesn't know how to say wild. Wilder. Hiccup Wilder. It's time, bro. But thank you for coming back with your prime. I appreciate it. We've got double strike with Tess in the chat.
Kaboom!
Okay. First of all, any task in here? It is. Ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Okay, that was the Okay, no, I can't. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
What was
Okay.
that?
The heck was
Somebody on a phone call?
Somebody's on the
That-
phone call.
Sorry.
Somebody's on the
Sorry about that.
phone.
I was on a phone call. My bad.
No worries.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Recording. Hi.
Briz, dead,
That's what I thought
hallway
it really
towards
was.
Medbay.
Okay, not Chris unless they vented out because we both ran up to reactor.
Yeah, Ozza and I are in the reactor/lab together area. We came up
Hell yeah, brother.
together.
I'm in
clear
decom
Ricky
going
at this.
up to reactor right now. I think I can clear Apple. Apple went from med and then went straight up the Y, if I'm right.
Crossed over tests in med as I was leaving as well. Wasn't
Okay.
scanning, but was standing there.
Oh, okay.
Where's the body
Yeah.
again, Cooks?
Huh? What was the question?
Where's the body again?
I think
Heading towards Medbay.
I think I need to throw tests.
Probably took them a while
not-
because they were giant.
Dark Wolf.
Me and Ricky are both on lights and then admin.
Not
You're not
yay.
Apple.
There was a third person that came in. I
Hmm.
don't know who that was. It's wasn't there?
Sophie was with us originally. I don't know where Sophie went.
Hmm.
I'm in the
I think-
garden.
I think I need to
Doing my
throw Tess under the
I'll just
bus.
chill in the
chat.
garden. That sounds like a good time.
That's so not what I want to do, but I feel
Yeah.
like Tess needs to go under the
No
bus.
one's in there with me.
Chris, wait, who all has clears right now?
Myself and Chris.
I can clear Apple,
Sin
but
and
five.
Apple.
Yeah, but only like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Dance, where you
Yeah.
at?
I am currently in. Oh, I'm like
Mm.
basically right at the Y, like in the middle,
Yeah,
like the little.
So am I can see dance.
Yeah, probably not Apple.
Chat, I feel like I need to throw Tess under the bus next one. Just came to say hi, hey, and hello, and I'll start catching you on a bit. Bang. Keiko, bro, I love you, man. Have an amazing night. Thanks for coming by. Thank you for the prime. 34 months. Is that more than... No, it's not. 30... Oh my god, you're still number 1.
How long
Sorry,
ago
my
did
bad.
die?
Sorry, my bad. I didn't hit skip.
How long ago did I?
15 seconds.
Damn, that was a while ago.
Then the clears that for the last 5 seconds don't matter.
Oh.
I didn't skip. Oh no. Clocks are speedy. Gosh darn it, Zackums. Let's go here. Done. I've got 10 seconds left. I don't trust. Okay. I don't. Oh, I know what we can do. I know what we can do. We can plant a bomb inside of here. Oh my
Sid,
god.
Sid, you dropped the bomb.
That is not
That's what-
true.
That's a lot of people.
That is not
I
true.
just walked away because I'm like, you walked away. I'm like, I bet there's a bomb right there. 4 people or 3 people up.
Why else would I run away?
That's a lot of
I don't want to
bodies,
get bombed,
that's a
Bomber
lot
Man.
of bodies.
Likely story. Wait, who said it was
Unless they're
me?
in decom, this got to be you.
I'm saying it's
'Cause
either
you're the
no,
one running away.
because it's not me. Yeah, I'm running away because there was a big group of people. Why else would I stand there? It's either you or me. So by therefore, I have to say it's you.
You're
Unless
the
it's
first one to
somebody.
leave, and I start chasing you too.
Wait. So this body, I'm gonna assume is at the bottom of decom. Who's just went into decom? Because it's either you or
Anybody-
Dark.
Anybody want to guess him as bomber?
Guess me.
Doomsayer.
That's
Go for it.
fine.
3,
Go
1.
for it.
I'm holding the left
There we go.
reactor button, by
So
the way.
anyway, I reported this body. It was over at the bottom of decontamination. Both Dark and Sin are running away from it. Sin is running away from it a lot sooner, and it was open. So I'm more sus on Sin here, but Dark also could have been the one doing it.
Yeah, like I said, the minute I saw him walk away, and I'm like, they're grouped. I'm like, there's going to be a bomb right here.
It's the only reason why I walked away. I was not standing anywhere near it. I don't know what the radius is. I'm not standing near it. So I'm saying whoever it was inside of decom. Dark, if you're saying it's not you, then it's the person who's inside of decom.
It's not Appa. Appa just left me from weapons.
Yeah,
From
I went up
weapons.
and Dance was running behind me, and I don't know where he went, but he was running behind me all the way up the Y.
I think I went over in the locker room. If I'm not mistaken, it was from cafeteria, right? You're talking about Apple.
But okay.
Oh, you disconnected there.
You cut out, but I'm assuming during that time
Oh,
you were
towards
clearing me with
office.
your heart
Okay.
and soul.
Doc,
I thought he was running up behind me towards office. So
Doc, I'm saying it's not me. That's the bomber. So if you're saying it's not you, it's whoever's inside the decom. I know I'm probably gonna be. Yeah, I know I'm dead there. You've got the wrong guy out.
I think it's too convenient that you left. Like,
It's
right then.
listen.
I saw
It's
you,
fine.
I saw you leave, and I'm
ba-
like, there's got to be a bomb.
I just backed away.
After dropping the bomb.
After dropping the bomb.
Yeah.
At least you got a good few kills.
Oh,
with it.
damn. I really thought I was going to get everyone until just... If it wasn't for just moving back an inch, it'd have been so much better. It's okay, but I think my buddy nearly got voted out as well, so I can't have to make a dramatic play. Ooh, chat. You know what? Still, clip that. It's fine. It's a good one. That's a lot of kills. I was about to... but the start of the game, I get it. Sicarius, I get it. It was a bad start. I don't... The thing is, Tessin is a super duper slow killer. So I'm going to do one and just leave it with her, okay? I'm going to let her do what she needs to do. Okay, never mind. She's doing a bad one. Ari, how was your recording session, by the way? I love Tess. Such a meta killer, though. Like, such an easy meta. I don't...
Jay was just a poor, harmless survivor who got bombed.
Yeah.
There were so many of us that in there. Like, how many kills did he get with that?
4.
Was it 4?
What? Yeah, 4. It was so... Listen, it was so close to being 6, though. I would have been so happy.
Oh my god.
It's
That's
okay.
insane.
Okay, this has got to be a while.
Yeah, this body's in cafeteria, and it's not Appa.
Cafeteria. I just saw
Thing.
clunkers going down that way.
I was zooming around because I'm speeding and I finished my task.
There's a sad one.
I
chat.
know it's not Appa, so.
But
Apple.
it's not me.
Apple's the spy, so Apple knows who's in where.
Well, that's still like a whatever, 70, 80, but still.
80.
Like I said, I just saw clucks like going down the cafeteria like seconds ago.
Because I know it's not Appa because they were on spy tape the whole time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I finished my tasks, so. So there were 2 people in Decontam for the longest time. There's one person that's been in balcony forever. And then there was one in CAF, and then
Likely story,
there were
chat.
people in between greenhouse. There were people around admin.
Yeah, I was in admin for most of the time. There's like someone hiding in the vent in the electrical for a while there.
What were you, Sophie?
Oh, really? Okay. What?
Like initially, I saw 2 in admin. I'm like, I
Hiding
didn't
in
even...
the vent in electrical? Oh, so when there were 3 blips, was
This
one
is
of them
it.
in the vent?
She's got it.
I think there was one in there. Like I said, I saw 2. I saw 1 in there and 2 in admin. I'm like, I didn't. I saw you later on because I moved over to where you were. That you were there. Unless you came into the vent, but I don't know. But just putting it out.
Then it's Tessany.
Tess was caught round one as well. It's such you can't say no.
I just
no.
I just left too because I saw the one blip on cafeteria and balcony.
I love Tess.
And
I do.
That's why I went down and I knew it's not you after.
Silly bean.
Right now, I'm currently in decom because I'm walking up. I thought there'd be a dead body up there.
I don't know. I'm zooming in Newman.
Like BRB. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Thank you for the
I
look.
hit bait. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Oh
do.
no, that makes sense. I'm spy, so I could see that the red.
Like
Yeah.
You did great.
Damn,
I'm annoyed.
listen,
Dude,
listen.
Dude, I can't do my task as multitasker. I couldn't grab the water can.
Oh no.
He wouldn't let me.
Every time I found someone, everyone was with Peepa, so I couldn't get.
That bomb kill could have been so beautiful.
All right, well, thanks for gaming, guys.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Thank you, Jay.
Love you. Bye.
Have a good day.
Love you all.
Bye,
Jesus says what?
everybody.
Oh, I left them all just as they went it. Let's do it. Lovely. Let's close that out. That was Among Us, chat. We love Among Us. Right, let's change game, shall we? Okay. Oh. Just chatting. Whoa. This one's for the rhythm and vibes. Okay. Okay, the bot's broken. Let's go. No, the alert command got deleted for some stupid reason. Right, there we go, chat. Chat, you know what? That was indeed a fun one, okay? I enjoy Among Us. I love Among Us. I think it's really fun. Right. But now it's the time that we're normally starting stream, right? So it's now 5 minutes until... I don't have a watch on. It's now 5 minutes until we typically start our stream. I thought I left my door open. So, how's people been? How's the day? How's your life? How's your wife? It's been good. It's been a thrill. It's been...
Quack, 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 quack.
Wobble, wobble.
What? Okay, let's move on to difference. It's sometimes just gotta vibe out. You know, sometimes it is a little moment where you gotta be vibing with everything that we're doing. And I want to see if I can get... There's a song that I've just added to playlist. It's Think You Know Me. And I want to do a radio of it, because I feel like those vibes were good. Let's see. You see what I mean? Like, that's it. That's how we want it. It's all about the rhythm and vibe. Keep that in mind when I'm feeling it inside. So, what to do today, chat? After the Among Us lobby, I think so. Okay. In fact, let's do an Instagram. No, let's do a ping, okay? And let's just go copy paste. Let's go at everyone. Talking a little about health updates on stream. Join for the little vibe. And then colon and do early ending. There we go. Because once I do the ping very quickly, boom, there we go. Everybody's got it. There's a publish. Boom. Nice. So I'll do this in a second. And then we can have everyone in. And we can just talk a little bit. Just for a couple of minutes. Just because I realized I can show the picture in a couple of seconds. I can do that. Yeah, okay. So let's go to a better vibey song. Not that song though. I want to go to a song that we can just rhythm and vibe it, you know? Yeah. Here we go now. Dropping it down from the flow now. You know it. One second. Where's the playlist that we are listening to? Song ready. There we go. Oh, it was a fun day, chat. It was a fun.
Quack, quack.
Okay, so let's talk health. I think recently I've been doing a little bit of, I upload 5 clips a day where I can. I try to get all of the YouTube videos edited. I try to get a clip on Syntrosity Short, which is now called Syntrosity Plays. Also onto TikTok, which we do is tiktok.com/TikTok. You know what it is. Everything's the same for all platforms. If you want to know what they are, boom, there they all are. You can just go ahead and do that. However, by doing that, and by, like, I know I look good now, right? That's because I've been awake for a long time. However, editing 1 video a day for both TikTok and YouTube, trying to get secondary filmed content done, trying to dev on the Minecraft server, trying to stream other lobbies, trying to network with other content creators is leading to like this. So it's good now. I went to see a doctor and they gave me eye drops. However, come over to HeroCraft Discord if you're not there. Also, that one, I will invite everybody onto there in a second, too. However, yeah, so I think I need to drop something, or I need help with content. So that's what I think I might do. I think I might balls. Hey, Dommy, how you doing? So I think the one thing that I need to do is kind of either, 1, prioritize my health a little bit, which means either doing 1 thing less, but we need to because we need to do all of the stuff that we're doing, or... Balls, I appreciate that being pinned though, Drew. That did need pinging. It needed pinning even. So I think I need to chill out. You know, I need to take something off the load. So what I might do, I might see if a couple of people who are in Discord and I can give them access. Again, this will have to be like regulars or somebody who is like VIP or somebody that is like really close to me outside of stream as well to try and do stuff like this. I might end up seeing if people want to like join and make a Sin team, which is going to be you guys all join into one team and we all sit there and we all make a load of content, and then it's really cool. And then, you know, when we make partner and stuff, or if we end up making fire videos and stuff, then we all reap the benefits from it as well. The main thing is I can't have my eyes doing this all the time, right? That's not healthy. So we need to nip this one because it's kind of like I woke up in immaculate pain with my eyes. So I had to go to a doctor. So that's kind of like the little health. I can keep it nice, short and sweet. That's how it's going to be. I was talking to Shados yesterday and Fake Shack, and they were both like, bro, you need to take a break. And in my eyes, I'm like, we can't take a break because we're about to start doing a lot of big stuff. We need to dominate. We need to stay. We need to stream. We need to raid. We need to make friends. We need to make content. And it's all great. And I love making content. And I love hanging out with my friends on stream. And I love making videos. I'm not going blind for you guys. Politely. I think that's like a reasonable bargain. I wouldn't go blind for them. There's probably like a handful of people I'd go blind for. You know, and then girly, no. Please don't. Exactly. Just buy new eyes. You know what? Who needs glasses? I think, you know what? I'm just going to be Stevie Wonder from now on. You know, what? Why not just... Not even that song. Why not just be, why not just be a boy for the rest of my life? It's okay. Just wear your eyes like this. Just be blind. Be like, chat, it's okay. Who needs to see? Not me. Because my name is Sin, not C. It's Syntrosity, not Syntrosity, you know? I typed that while not watching with my eyes. Watch. I can do it just as well. You ready? Who needs eyes? See, I can't see, but I guarantee that was correct. But on a reel, I need to narrow it down with the eyes. The screen time, if not that. Okay. Drew, if you send me a Discord invite very quickly. In fact, I can do it right now. I'll do it myself. I'm in the server anyway. Boom. Chat, listen. Don't forget as well, if you are aware of the Discord server, if you're aware of HeroCraft Roleplay, there is also a place where other players can convene. We are using a HeroCraft RP Discord server. You can join it. Here's the link. Click the link, join it. That's the HeroCraft Roleplay official server. There are already some players there. You guys can all go there and join in. What the frick? What do you mean? Since real? I am real, chat. And I need to take real care of my user for spam. Should ban me, chat. Ban me from Sintrosity HD. You know what? I'll do it myself. Right now. There you go. Did it work? It's alright, chat. We're good. Well, unreal. Yeah. So it either means I need to stop doing all of the YouTube videos and the TikToks. I need to stop deving on the Minecraft server, or I need to stop streaming. Either way, I don't want to stop. Don't want to stop. Don't want to stop. So like I said, I'm going to be making a Team Sin. Ban Sintro. Yeah, let's ban Sintro though. It's such an annoying name. I mean, it doesn't make me offended, so you can still do it. But at the same time, stop calling me Sintro. It's not my name. That's not my name. I get my number. You know what I mean. However, so my main point, right, chat? What I want to do, my goal is to kind of make a Team Sin, right? Where we get a couple of people together, people who do want to like join in and like help Sintrosity HD grow. Get a couple of you guys together, make content together. I don't even care if we make a little like stream team where we start making content together, right? Where we start making content outside of stream, where I start recording videos and uploading them and editing myself. I don't even care if we even do that, right? It could be whatever we like. Let me see if we go to who are you, by the way? Sorry, I'm just checking out the streamer who I follow for some reason I don't recognize. Okay. Oh, I know you. No, we've already raided you. Sorry, you're not on my today's raid list. Sorry, I've raided you as of recent. Can't do that one. Who is it we can... Wait, I think it's his birthday, chat. Okay, anyway. Sorry, there's a streamer friend of mine. It's his birthday. Yeah, it's his birthday. That's cool. So, on topic of everything, we're all on top. We all know what the score is and stuff. Let's make content. The main point is, let's make content, right? Let's just have a good time. Let's stream. Let's have a good time. Let's be mean. Let's bully everybody. Don't do that, chat. Be nice people. We are not the people that we are promoted to be. Okay, we're gonna build a wall, and it's gonna be amazing. Among Us, we're going to do community lobbies. Be inside Discord if you're not in my Discord already. Chat, boom, there you go. There's a Discord join into our Discord. What is that Discord link for? Oh, Drew, you need to change the server description. The server description still says Adriftus MC. Wolfie, try not to put in that link into the... Yeah, that's good. Yes, but don't post a link in there because I don't know what you're posting until I click the link. Well, thank you, I guess. So, let's make content, let's make games, let's have cool games offline. Among Us going to make a return with community games. Please, if you are interested in doing them, sign up for them. I'll get some streamer friends involved with it as well. If not, I'll just host some more streamer Among Us. I kind of like it. I enjoy the vibe. I also enjoy going live a little earlier and ending a little sooner because, like I said, my eyes are starting to bleed. So let's not do that. However, it's been a vibe, chat. I'm going to go send you all now to my friend, Ken, right? Ken, amazing guy. However, it's his birthday, right? Where is he? I think he's just gone AFK for a second. That's an amazing time to go AFK. Wait, is he AFK? He literally just went AFK. Okay, never mind. I don't know how long he's going away for because it says Oi, yeah. What? Drew, what's up? You're confusing me with all of your hindreds and kindreds, you know? You think that not true? You need to change. You need to fix something, Drew. You need to change the Drew, you need to change the description of the HeroCraft server. The description still says an Adrifters Minecraft server, and it's not. You know, so we can't be doing that. That's stinky. Nuh-uh. No, I just clicked off everything. I just exited my actual browser chat. Can I do the thing I wanted to do now? Okay. Let's make a move. Oh, right, yeah. My name is my name in there is amazing. Why? Why is it amazing? What you're doing, it makes it's amazing. Right. What the frick? That is... Oh, Ozza... Chat, we're gonna go over. Right, okay. That's who it is. We're gonna go over right now. It's literally just Morse code. You'll get banned if you do that. Right, let's go over to Cluck's chat. I love Cluck. Cluck's an amazing person. He's such a chicken-filled friend, okay? We're gonna go over, have a good time, vibe with him. He's playing Stardew. Also, he's just been raided by Ozza. Again, we also love Ozza. Big vibes and all that stuff. Let's go and have a good time. Until then, chat, I'm going to take an early night. I'm going to get some work done. Probably get ahead of the editing because I need to figure out whether I'm going to take a little break for like 2 days or not. Who knows? Who knows? I need to do a lot of planning. However, chat, we're going to end a little early. It's been a fun one. I've enjoyed the time with you. Go over, say hi to Cluck. He's playing Stardew, an amazing guy. We love him, okay, chat? Join into the raid. Be cool. Be hanging. Be chilling. Until then, chat. I'll hydrate. This is who I am. Later, chat. This is who I am.